Underestimated.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Wraithe, brought to you by Roll for Chaos. Oh, it's love. You know, hot mic moments. That's just love. That's just love pouring out through the internet. I don't know. Don't look
Are
at
you
me like that.
having a Fauci moment?
I am having a Fauci moment. So, hi. We are here with our second episode of Wraithe to entertain, to titillate, to hopefully not estrange, to create additional buy-in, to enjoy these characters and these players, and just to have a plain old good time with everybody here. Today, we are going to go around the table and say hello to our actors and their players, and I'm going to have you all tell me your favorite flavor of ice cream as your character. And here we go. Ready? At random. We're starting off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be Sinan. You're up first. So what's Cal Rhonin's favorite ice cream flavor?
Come on, me. I need to come up with ice cream now.
Matcha, right?
I don't know. You would probably say it's like pistachio or something because it sounds cool, but it's secretly vanilla.
He probably said vanilla. Okay.
But he's too ashamed to admit it.
I guess that makes sense. Cal being a vanilla. There isn't anything
That's
wrong
actually
with
Sinan's favorite ice cream, so you know. It's like,
vanilla is delicious.
I know, but like when you say it, people are like, "Fuck you."
It's like that's
Yeah,
so
well, thanks.
boring, but I'm like it's boring, but it's only
literally
boring
an
because
insult.
it's yeah,
Ugh, you're so vanilla.
such a
I
dumb
would
thing.
I really would like to just picture that Sinan at one point was like, yeah, my favorite flavor of ice cream is vanilla, and someone actually goes, fuck you, and then just walks away. That, really, I just wish that actually...
Right in the
Yes, I have
face.
weird friends.
Loud, obnoxious F you to the face.
If you ever tell me that in some context, person, that is exactly what I will do. Please don't take it personally. It's just a promise right now.
Adam from
No
Game to
matter
Grow
where
over
we are.
there says vanilla is the foundation of almost all ice cream. It is the purest of ice cream flavors. And hello, Judge Hector. Hello. We'll move on from here to Glitz and Gamer. Shannon, what is Nova's favorite Star's favorite ice cream flavor?
Probably bubblegum,
Oh.
That makes sense.
which is also Shannon's favorite ice cream, Anna.
Are you sure it's not Superman?
I have one that has the chunks of like the chiclet in it, and then like you want to get real gross and like eat it, and you spit out the gum, and then at the end you got like, you know, like after ice cream chew.
You're
What?
not selling me on this anymore.
What?
I was
Ice cream that requires regurgitation for it to be enjoyed fully? Like, what's
I
wrong
don't-
with you?
Quite enjoy baby birding my ice cream.
Okay, well, I didn't say you have to get another person involved, Anna.
I also would have accepted for Nova Star confetti, because you know.
Funfetti.
Funfetti.
Birthday cake.
Yeah, birthday cake
ice cream with those weird little semi-chocolate chip thingies.
Butter pecan, that's one of my favorites for sure. And
Now
pistachio.
you're an old man, that's why.
I like pistachio ice cream. You know, Cal's
Not
favorite.
bad. Sounds
One of
great.
my favorites.
Fine.
We'll
It's
move
great
right
when
along.
It's good, but if it's bad, it's like
Yeah,
shit.
if you get a
Sorry.
bad pistachio in your pistachio, or if they don't do a good job of mixing it or whatever, oh no,
No,
it's
it-
awful.
It's a
It's
bad
like
nut.
the worst thing ever.
I had one time. I just got off topic, but I mean it's on topic because we're talking about ice cream. But I got a Ben and Jerry's, and I opened it up, and it was just pistachio ice cream. They just do like a vanilla pistachio, you know, whatever with the pistachios in it, and it was gritty. All of the ice cream was like grain, like eating sand at the same time. I was like, there is something wrong with this. That's not how pistachio is supposed to. It's supposed to be smooth and creamy. Anyway, moving from there to Birch and Anna. What is Birch's favorite ice cream?
I feel like she's like a Cherry Garcia kind of individual. I feel like that's where she's at. Anna personally likes bourbon brown butter, but that's very different.
That's a different flavor for sure. That one's an
I know.
acquired taste for
Are
some.
you sure you're not a chunky monkey, Birch? Chunky monkey. Bananas? Because you're bananas and nuts.
I mean, fair. But I feel like the cherry, it's just really like a cherry blossomy kind of like fun. And it has little chunks of chocolate, which would make her so excited every time she got one.
And Jerry Garcia would probably like enjoy Birch. She could be a deadhead, to be honest.
It's
Like,
true.
yeah.
Listen, this
Follow
is
the
just a
Grateful
perfect combination that's all here.
I get you. Yeah. I'm sold.
All right, moving on from there to Robin. Era, what's Era's favorite ice cream?
Era would basically just tell them to get 2 scoops of like 2 random non-traditional scoops and eat them at the same time, because it's all about triggering whatever sense memories may exist. So it's just like the most random combination of flavors possible.
Mix it
of ice
together
cream.
to live a dream, a sensory dream.
Just hoping that any or all flavors might trigger some kind of sense memory of some past or future experience.
This is
might
also, again, off topic, but not. Have anyone outside of the Midwest heard of the ice cream flavor Blue Moon? It is not
Yeah.
what you think it is. It is
I've
allegedly
heard of the
marshmallow.
beer.
We have an alcohol in
flavor
Oregon.
Blue
now.
Moon is a blue ice cream that's marshmallow flavored, and I think it's a lie. But it's a Midwestern thing, and it's really not good. But
It's like-
immediately I think Era would enjoy it.
It's like blue
That's nice.
raspberry. There's no such
I'm
thing.
just worried that Era would get like a butterscotch and mint combination or something.
Yeah, just like the weirdest,
Orange
most
sorbet
revi-
and like butterscotch.
most vile. Yeah, listen, it's not about enjoyment. It's about trying to trigger memories.
I feel like ice
No.
cream's about
Ice
enjoyment.
creaming wrong, Era.
Correct. Yes.
Unfortunately,
Okay.
unfortunately, Steven is not here today. He is not feeling well. The individual shall be back next week. Wonderful, wonderful man that he is. So I'm gonna have to say for him that Ayden's favorite ice cream would be hot dog water ice cream. I think that is what he would go with. He'd like the savory notes mixed in with a little bit of funk. We're gonna move right along from there to the strat.
Just really
Does
establishing
Aiden also
Aiden
like
as a villain.
IPAs?
And no,
Establish him as a villain. I see.
I mean, he's now kicked off with the sparrows. He's not welcome to the ship.
I protest. Yeah, I second
Oh.
the motion.
all right. What's Nohu's favorite ice cream, Strat?
Hello, everybody. I would say that he goes for the chunky monkey because it's funny to say, and while they are busy preparing it and all of that, he's just taking a deep dive into all of the other ice cream flavors while nobody is looking. So by the time that they do have the ice cream prepared for him, there's like already 3 or 4 tubs of everything else empty around the place.
Nohu like shaped mouth marks and bites out of like everything in the establishment. Of course.
They call it a brain freeze, but no, it's just brain preservation. Cold
You gotta
things
keep
preserve
it on
better.
ice. That lets it
He's
work
Disneyed
longer.
himself.
He Disneyed himself, yeah. You gotta make sure you last for a long time. So, today's game is about to begin, but first we shall go to a little bit of a recap on the last episode. We found out who each one of these individuals was on base level. I'm sure they've got something deeper under there, even if some of them are vapid and don't seem to actually recognize the rest of the world around them. And some of them are not Cal. The rest of you, however, are in a situation where you have been traveling, you have made your way to Zither. You have been chasing after one Alice McCree, Archon of the University, or previous Archon of the University, who has now stepped away and retired from that to chase down her estranged father, who at one point in time was nearly murdered by her mother, causing Alice to become severely disfigured in the engagement, and who went on to work alongside some very nefarious individuals, creating Chimera and working towards some sort of personal ultimate goal surrounding invention in relation to machine and biological conjunction. Got a hold of some chemical substances on the world of Silver Shield, which had some interesting mind control properties and had been distributed around the Aether Sphere. That won't come back in any way. And then, of course, upon finding a letter sent along with a lucky hat to Nova, they deemed it worthy to chase down Alice, who had told them ultimately over and over again not to follow her, but they're doing it anyway.
Because clearly she meant to follow her.
Of course. So they have arrived at Zither, this planet that is on the edge, the very innermost edge of the solar system, so close to the sun that the surface is nearly molten hot during the day and very cold in the very, I guess you could call it cold, although it would still be more than like 100 degrees in the shadow during the very tiny 1 hour window of nighttime that the planet actually has. So all of them here have arrived. They saw Nohu dealing with Ayden, and had found that there was an entrance to a facility nearby based on some coordinates that they had found. Traveled inside of it, got really scared of an archway that turns out it was actually not working, so it didn't really matter
Cautious.
that much. Cautious, scared. And then had proceeded to start heading into the facility and trying to see what was there and who might be there and what clues might lead them to Archon McCree. Every single one of these individuals seem to have their own unique talents that have been brought to the fore. Era, Ayden, and Nohu all have glowing eyes and can see through walls at this moment. Of course, that lasts until the end of the scene, but each one of you do have that as an option. So, getting back into the game, we shall bring up our maps here and return to where we were at before. So each one of you is on an initiative ticker, and I will get us ready with that in just 1 second. So as you're all standing there, is there anything else you want to say to each other at the moment? You had been telling Nohu not to lick anything, Star, or Nova, excuse me, as he was standing in the room. You actually got him to promise, although you had to trade something in return, I believe.
I did.
Yeah, you were going to offer something else to him in order for him not to
Hadn't
lick
I
it.
also just exclaimed that this is the worm one? That
Yeah.
we're in the worm one?
You had
Yeah,
realized
the
you were
worm
in the
one.
worm
Great.
one.
Great, cool.
I do not remember bartering with Nohu.
You told him.
I'm okay with that.
Okay, fine.
I mean, I
Yep.
can, but
Yeah. Give me something.
um, is there a brick or a rock on the floor?
Well, yeah, there's some old rubble and whatnot.
I'm gonna look at it real quick, make sure it's not like a bizarre rock that's growing eyeballs or something.
It just seems to be aged, pitted, maybe a bit of heat residue and dust and smoke upon it.
Here you go, Nohu. Licking this will also help you get your vitamins and minerals.
Oh, great idea! But I'll take it and I'll throw it and hopefully do as much noise as possible with it.
Give
If there are
me
traps in front of us, now we can see them.
give me a strong roll, just so you can see how hard you throw it and try to alert anything up ahead of you.
Why?
The rock, you go to throw it, and you just, and it lands like a couple feet in front of you before clattering and rolling across the ground. The rock shatters and cracks as it is way too old, and you see little fragments of it all on the ground in front of you.
Perfect. There aren't any traps in these two, squares in front of us. Hooray!
Good job.
I need to find my rocks.
It is now Nohu's turn in initiative order. Just so you're aware, the smell of chemicals and fetid blood fill the room as you begin moving into it. All the beds lie around riddled with stains. We already discussed that. And the bed sheets seem newer than the beds themselves. Looking around the room, you notice that there are cases with unique circular serpentine icons on them, faded and worn with time. So, what do you wish to do now? You, of course, get one movement action as we're not in a combat scene, while everybody else is also doing things.
Find rock, throw rock.
You grab a rock and throw it again?
Yeah, farther than before. Well, I guess I will find rock, grab rock, then move however far the other rock landed, and then throw it from there.
So it went basically 10 feet in front of you. So you grab another one. There's a staircase that spirals up directly in front of you, and then there's the beds and the stuff around the rest of the room.
Over to the beds, and is that like food lockers that they have? Are
Yes.
those actually there?
They're
Yeah,
little
I would-
lockers, and they've got an icon that you can't quite make out. Looks like a little serpentine thing that's in a circle.
Good enough. Throwing at them.
All right. Give me a strong roll as you toss it. And with an 8, that's enough to hit that box. So the rock just flies through the air, bounces off of it. You see a little dent. The rock hits the floor and just grinds a little.
Yay! Still no traps around.
All right, and that's Nohu's action as he has moved forward, throwing a rock, and trying to
Yeah.
check out anything that might have traps. Nohu, you're up a second in line. What are you doing?
I'm gonna try to walk in. I'm gonna look back and see Cal back there, and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna go first and go in and be brave?
Maybe we should just let the kobold clear this room and let's try the other one since he seems to have got this one.
Are there other ones?
The map says so.
Oh. Well, it looks like we're in a hallway, and then there's beds and a spiral staircase. And I'm already halfway in the door.
You are. You've walked in the door. The hallway is a little bit narrow. You've got Cal filling up most of it behind you, and Ayden right behind him, and Birch right behind him.
I'm gonna go forward.
I'm probably just like have my head just out the door, being like this. So if you want to come in this direction, probably. I'm probably just doing this.
You're just leaning in and looking around the corner.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna start walking, not nervous at all.
All right. So where are you headed to on the map? If you can just mark where it's at, I will move your character.
I was just gonna go straight in and then see what I could see.
All right. So you move over.
Like, peek up the staircase and look around in the darkened area. Where'd Nohu
Okay,
go?
there we go. You were standing on top of him. So you move up behind Nohu. And you peek up the stairs a little bit, but it's dark up there. No, actually, there's some light coming in from up above.
What kind of light?
Orangey light. If it was you, you'd assume probably sunlight, which would mean that there's something that's exposing the upper room to the actual outer planet surface.
Light outside up there. Can I see in front that way?
In front to what direction? Can you?
Sorry, that way. That way.
That way.
Honey.
That way
Come on.
helps so much. If you could make an arrow
to
on
the
map.
left. To the left. Check on the corner to the left.
Around the corner to the left. This way, you mean? Like on the map?
Yeah.
There's
left,
just
right?
yes. There's just an old bed
Okay,
there.
good. I was an honest question.
There's an ancient bed there. The frame itself doesn't seem to be made of wood, but it's not made of metal. You're not sure what it's made out of. The frame itself is very old. You can tell that just at a glance. There's a bunch of dust and whatnot on it. And then the bed itself has new linens that are stained and gross on top of them. So somebody has replaced the bedspread and continued using the beds. Whatever was on them before is missing. Give me an aware roll as you're standing there just to see if maybe you can see anything else. Nat 20. Of course. Do we find out that Nova has an eye for finding things, giving you +1 to rolls that might find items?
Figuring out beds or something.
Or, in this moment, do you see a scrap of paper that seems to be left there by Alice McCree?
When you say she has a knack for finding things, is that just like a general +1 to every aware roll ever in the history of foreverness?
Only when you're supposed to find a specific, like an item of some kind, if you're looking for something that is out of place.
I'm gonna find the scrap of paper.
Okay. So underneath the edge of this bed,
Fuck forward thinking.
underneath the edge of this bed, you see a small scrap of paper that's out of place that's laying upon the floor. There is a
Look over.
burned edge around it, and something that looks like maybe a bullet hole through it.
Who shoots paper?
And
Or
Nova
that way.
walks over there to pick it up.
Guys! Go!
Yes.
It is Cal's turn as Nova picks that up.
I guess I go. What's up?
Look! It's a piece of paper!
Oh, great. I think Muriel needs a few extra ones for her notebook, but
No, I think it's from my, the
Oh,
paper,
no,
the same paper my mom gave me a letter on, or something. I don't know, I'm jumping to conclusions. What is this paper?
So holding it, the small bit of paper found on the floor is twisted and burned. Something seems to have damaged the page, and only a fragment of it is readable. It is instantly recognizable as Alice McCree's handwriting. This is the area that Nohu saw this in earlier. If you would,
Writing Cal's face. Very excited.
I shared a note with you. Are you
can't
able
read
to
it
read
if you do it like that. What?
that?
Okay.
Are
trying-
you
I'm trying to move as fast as
are you able to read that? Glitz
That?
on the system. I just shared it with you.
Founded idiot tramping off to some facility in the middle of the lava coming in, smoke coming in, doesn't he know that's bad for a stupid place for research? first, but now I'm starting to see a bigger picture. This is an ancient medical center pre-monarchy. It's amazing. And further in, nothing else could be read.
I got like half of that.
I'm literally reading what it said.
Can I just read it as well?
Yes!
You look at it and you see that the page is burned and damaged. There's only about a third of it remaining, and it just says what you read. I'll give it to you to read as well.
I said what I read.
So I've shared that with everybody.
It means
that's here
she's
at the
been
moment.
here.
While they're here, Ayden kind of steps away because he would. And Birch, what do you do while they're reading?
That's a great question. I mean, now that I know that the arches aren't scary, I actually think we should really address the fact Era just screamed out, "It's the worm one," with like zero context. I feel like we should maybe talk about that. What do you mean the worm one? Perhaps, just curious.
I like turn to Cal, like, have you been looking out for worms and snakes? Like I told you.
You can't see Cal. He's in the room all the way around.
Yes,
the
I have
now.
been looking out for worms and snakes. That's usually like New Planet 101. The New Planet
Okay,
Explorer
great. Well,
101.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that's gonna become relevant in very quickly.
What did he say?
Something about a worm or a snake.
If
and
you're
that's gonna be
remembering it,
relevant.
if you're remembering it right, Era, either they burrowed out of the walls and started consuming people, or they ate the station. You don't remember which one.
Okay, just the walls or the station. Okay,
Can I
works.
listen for burrowing worm noises, perhaps?
You stick your head to the floor and listen.
Cal,
Yeah.
whatever you do,
Give
don't
me-
let it swallow you.
Give me
It's
an
very
aware.
important.
Give me an aware roll, Birch.
How can a worm swallow me? They're like tiny.
Worms are gonna swallow you?
That's
So-
what the
There we
weird
go.
one's saying.
That's better.
17. Birch, you put your head to the floor and you listen as well as you can.
Hello?
Your
Worm?
ears, for some reason, the edge of
Worm?
your ear feel like it stretches and like encompasses the floor, like it's suction cupping onto it. And then you feel a vibration sensation, and you get the sound of metal scraping on stone through the floor somewhere.
Hey, Era. Is the worm made of metal, perhaps?
Maybe it's wearing metal.
Like a suit?
It's a knight. It must be a knight.
The
Hey,
worm knight.
Friends upstairs, there is definitely some hijinks of maybe worm origin happening downstairs, so maybe we should be careful and maybe not. I don't know.
So we don't go downstairs.
How could
Is
I
that-
not have foreseen this? A worm
Also-
knight.
Is Merritt with us?
Is who with you? Merritt?
Yeah.
Yes. Why did I not put him on the map?
Yeah,
he
there
did
was a
follow
security guard came
Oh,
with
yeah.
us, right?
you. Yeah, he took the potion as well.
Wasn't he also made of, he was made of stringy goo or whatever and could make himself into a bow?
Yes, he was
His
flexi.
super hyper flexible bodies, yeah.
Hyper flexi body. Where are you at, friend?
Merritt, normally I'd say this is too weird, let's just ignore it, but with our track record, there's a small chance it might be true. Look out for worms or whatever this one says.
All
And
right.
snakes
Oh, and snakes.
wearing
Yeah.
armor.
I thought he kept saying worms. Which one is it, worm or snakes?
95% chance worm. Nope, 94. Nope, 93.5.
It keeps changing.
The longer we stand here, the higher the chance it becomes snakes. I don't know why.
What does that even mean? I am so confused.
The longer we
Does it
stay-
change with time or whatever this is? Is it like a
Maybe it
metamorphosis
evolves?
thing?
Maybe it pupates and turns into a snake.
I don't make the rules.
You don't make sense.
It kind of looks like you make your own.
I don't make
rules.
much, actually, yeah.
All right, so that is Birch's
Snakes,
turn.
snakes.
Era, I'm gonna say that was your turn as well, since you've been busy talking to everybody.
Oh, for sure.
Concerned about
Listen,
worms. Nohu,
Yeah.
you are up.
I hate
All right.
snakes. They look like silk.
I'm trying to go and rummage over that foot locker that the rock almost, but not quite, ended up opening.
All right, so you go to the Foot Locker, and as
Yeah.
you're standing in front of it, you see that there's just a little flip latch on the front of it. It looks like it's been broken open previously and already is slightly ajar.
Oh man! All right, let's see if there was anything left.
As you pop it open, you find ampoules, small round cylinders, ancient medical supplies that have all been rifled through, used, or tossed aside. Whatever used to be in these containers is long past its expiration date. Many things are just little bits of dust. There's not pretty much anything usable left, other than some bandages, some thin little medical rods, things like that.
You said there was a couple of bottles, right?
Yes, ampoules. So they're tiny bottles with like a little stopper. They're the little bitty ones.
Are they shiny?
They're made out of something resembling glass, so as shiny as that.
All right, I'll take them.
All right, so you've got if you grab them all out of this box, you've got 10 ampoules.
Sure,
Okay.
all of them. Into the back they go. I'll
Does
polish
look
them,
like-
polish them a little so that. It's completely dark right now, correct?
Yes.
All right, I'll just wait for an opportunity where there's some light just to see how they reflect it.
I don't think that's how you spell that. Anyway, yes, so you were shining those up. So we see Nohu like bending down in this box, picking up one, shining it, putting it away, grabbing another one, doing the same thing, putting it away, grabbing another one.
Oh, it's more like he's just like rifling through everything, tossing whatever the rest is around, just creating a big mess, and just like a big bear paw, just clawing everything, and there's like already 6 ampoules on him, and you're like, all right, and in
There
they
you
go.
go. Just collecting
Nothing
those.
gentle. There's nothing gentle about it.
You hear like grinding glass against glass noises and a bunch of metal fragments and whatnot that is inside of his bag, kind of rubbing together. A little scrape of glass on metal. And Nova, you're back. What are you doing at this moment? You're holding the page. You're reading that with Cal. What else?
Ducking little pieces of things that are flying at me from Nohu.
There's so many treasures in all of these little like mini boxes.
It's
So what? They're so great.
Yay, mini boxes! Keeping him busy.
Yeah, it's keeping him busy indeed.
Is there anything else under the bed or anything else in the room that I can see related to the letter or the note or, footprints, fingerprints, and arrow showing us which direction to go? That kind of thing.
There is more boxes in here. And you can go ahead and give me an aware roll as you search underneath the beds and things like that.
Oh, I'm also going to point out, while I'm looking around, that that bed looks strange, and people are still sleeping in it, maybe? And then keep looking. Aware?
Yes, ma'am. That's a critical failure.
I got two crits tonight. One good and one bad.
If you're going to accept said critical failure, you are going to either A, trigger a security mechanism inside of here, or B, trigger a security mechanism in the compound.
A security... What was the first one?
Either a security measure in the room you're currently standing in, or somewhere in the compound that's going to affect...
Some undetermined location
Yes.
in the compound.
That is considering if Nohu hasn't already done so.
An obviously unimportant location, of course.
Right.
Of course. I'm just saying, what are the odds they have a security worm?
Ooh. Or a snake. And it's
Maybe-
like...
El Deviant Devil has
65%
provided
now.
Nova with an ace if you wish
Maybe
to
it will
use
be
that.
like a cyber worm this time.
Thank you, Steven. I love you.
Also, Steven chimed in and said Aiden's favorite ice cream flavor is also bubblegum, so there's that.
Yes, he can stay.
Nova gets a 19 this
Team
time.
this time, yes.
So, looking around underneath
My
the
brother
beds,
from another mother love.
you kind of get down on hands and knees a little bit, and you kind of look underneath, and you brush aside some of the dust and grit and detritus that has fallen from the ceiling or the floors or whatnot. And you do notice there is revolver casings in a few spots, obviously fired. You can smell that they have been fired. You taste them. They taste like, cordite. Anyway, moving around, you happen to see a little bit of blood, like fresh blood upon the floor. And then under the edge of one of these beds, there is an arm hanging out, a very tiny one. Well, yes, tinier than should be, thin with like clawed bits on the end of it where the fingers should be, and wires sticking into it to create some sort of mechanical like weapon out of the hand.
So Nova's kind of just, looking in the dark and kind of like looking around, and upon seeing that, screams in surprise.
Give us a surprise Nova scream.
No, because I care about my friends.
Give us a light one then. Come on. There you go.
Like yeah.
So
I mean,
The water snake got her.
fling back. Upset. That's gross. And gonna, yeah. There's a hand.
So Cal, Nova's a little bit closer to the back of the room, and
what? You need a hand?
She
No,
screams about something.
And it's like the string.
It's very. I forgot that it's very dark for all of you that can't see in the dark in here.
See.
Us.
No, there. Okay. Severed hand. There's a severed, small, weird, clawed hand.
Like a Skixon hand or a Bodgy?
You know, there is no reason, Cal, that you could not come over here and inspect the hand.
It's not my turn! I know! What's this?
It's your turn now if you would like to.
Well, then I go
continue.
and look at... Oh, fine.
All right, so turns are a little flexible since we're not in a combat scene. So if you are close by someone and something happens, you can say I would like to move over.
Well, then I would like to go and reach in and take the hand and give a hand.
Cal rushes over and grabs your hand and then grabs the other hand, pulling it out from underneath.
Okay. It's okay. Let me just take a look.
It grabs your hand back, Cal.
Ah!
That's what I said!
He like pulls his hand back,
Oh no!
and it's like attached to his.
The worms got them both.
It's attached to the bracelets on his wrist as you bring your hand back, and it kind of pops out. And if you imagine like a scarecrow arm that's all gangly with like clawed ends, little mechanical bits and wires sticking into it, and the other end where the shoulder should be is nothing more than a socket with a bunch of wires that are kind of wiggling.
Ow.
It's wiggling. It's wiggling.
It's mechanical. That's what you said.
It's biomechanical. It's a mixture of some organic material and robotics.
Ew! I start banging it and try to take it away with my other hand.
You smash it into the bed frame a bit here and there, cracking the bed frame. There's a loud crunch noise as a bone snaps, and then the arm just kind of hangs inside of the skin.
Oh no!
Era, do you feel like we're missing out by not screaming too?
I think I killed.
I do. Do you want to scream?
My hand, you can't kill it.
You hear Birch and Era scream.
As long a scream as he can hold with his tiny lungs.
Merritt,
Is it dead?
as you're screaming, by the way, Era, Merritt puts his hand over your mouth. Shh! And back over to Cal. Is it dead? It doesn't seem to be moving anymore. Whatever it did, it's wound down. Or wound down.
Do I have like something like a plastic bag or something to like just...
I think you have your backpack.
I'm just gonna put it into a jar or something that I probably have.
You're not Patchy. You don't just have a bunch of jars.
It is a 3-foot long arm, so it's not that small.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's bigger than my arm.
I'm gonna
2-foot long arm. Sorry, it is a small arm,
Merritt,
but yeah.
do you have like a container for an arm?
I didn't come prepared to take samples of something. If that's what you're.
I can take an arm.
Give him a hand, Cal.
Okay.
I'll just come like sauntering in and just hold up my.
Pat. Your backpack or your arms?
No,
this is not what you
just my
meant by
hands.
worm,
Hold
right?
onto it.
Like, it's
Okay.
like kind of wiggly like one,
So-
but
I have a question though. Maybe why are you taking the hand, Cal?
because like, what is this? We gotta figure out. No.
Well, I mean, it's.
I mean, you
just-
never know when an extra arm's gonna come in handy.
I mean, in my line of work, sometimes people lose arms and could use a new one. Also,
Yeah.
What do you?
Those are expensive.
Because you can just pop that back on. You could go get a nice manufactured, non-sticky, stinky, weird, wiggly arm too.
Yeah, but it usually takes like weeks until we get to the place where we can buy a new manufactured arm. It's like temporary. Placeholder.
I mean, I don't think there's that many places on this planet like that.
Merrick, how many times did we wish we had an arm like this?
Can I just have the arm?
I can't honestly remember a single time we wanted an arm like that one, Cal.
Thank you.
But yes,
Thank you,
replacement augments are nice, but that is not mechanical.
Fine. But you know what?
Do
Emma,
you
want
know
the arm?
someone who can
Yes.
meld flesh and machine? Because if so,
do, but it's not good. Oh,
I bet Koopy can do it.
wait.
let's not ask.
What?
All right. You know what? Let's just put this in a corner. Maybe we'll look at it later.
So we'll move back. Era
Unless
has
you want
rushed.
it, Era. If you want it, you can take it.
Era
I'm
has
gonna
rushed
take
into the room with the screaming, and Merritt's followed behind, leaving Birch with her face still to the floor, screaming while putting her ear on it, listening. Birch, what do you do as everybody else has left you to go inside that other room?
Well, I wanted to feel included with the screaming, but now that that's stopped, I guess I can also stop the screaming.
I'm sure you'll have more opportunities to scream.
Yeah, but it was more like a cohesive group thing. I just wanted the group scream,
Aw.
Is there a forward I can do? I don't feel like going alone is a good
There
idea,
is.
though.
There's this direction off to to the right of the map. That is a big open hallway with another arch in front of it, and then there's a door directly south of you that seems to lead into something else. I don't think you have light at the moment turned on.
Yeah, I can't see shit.
So
Can't, I'm blind. What is the group's feeling on me adventuring down here alone? Everyone's good with that?
No, wait, Birch, where are you going?
That would either go great
There
or
are things
terribly.
down here that I wish to see.
There are what?
There are many things. So
What
there's
about all
more
the things up
than
here?
I wish to
I'll
go
come
to.
with.
Yeah, but there was screaming happening up there, and that's usually inherently a bad sign.
Oh,
So I
no,
think
it was
if we go
just
to the non-screaming area, we would be great.
It was a severed arm. All the screaming in this area is done.
Yes.
We cleared it out.
We
Hey,
have-
Birch, do you
Also,
want to go find...
inherently,
Let's
severed
go find
arms
some...
also bad. I learned this.
Let's go find some more screaming. I'm down.
Could you guys stay here with us
Who
for
wants
now?
to stay? So I'm gonna go upstairs with Brent.
so you're gonna head into the room with them, and
Yeah,
then
let's go
start heading towards the
upstairs.
staircase. So you've walked a little ways in, and it has become pitch black for you.
Oh, good. I
Maybe
can't
just go
see.
up the stairs.
There is light
Yes.
upstairs, so you could go up there at the moment if you wish.
If I can traverse my way up there without tripping.
All right, give me an aware roll as you start climbing the stairs.
Let's eat shit. Let's eat shit.
Yeah, you're
Come
fine.
Cheer.
You stumble like once or twice, but you make your way up.
Oh, my math
And
cells.
you arrive up inside of another room. As you climb up the stairs, first thing you smell is the rank chemical odor of noxious gases. Sulfur, probably carbon monoxide, and more are pouring in a hole in the ceiling as the sun is blazing down through the crack. There's ancient machinery of unknown intent sitting at various locations around the room.
You said carbon monoxide, like the stuff that'll kill a person real fucking quick, right?
Yeah, that.
Cool.
You can
cool.
smell
Doesn't it
very
look like on
strong,
plants, though?
very strong mixture of chemical odors, and you know that upon arriving in this place, that Muriel has told everyone of some of the dangers, as well as individuals on board the Zephyr, of what could be awaiting you here, and that's why they presented you with Safe Tech, an hour's worth.
I'm just gonna be honest with everyone. I am really out of my element. There are no plants to be seen anywhere, so I have no idea what I'm
Wait, one, can you see right now? Birch, can you see?
I am in the room with the light, so yes.
Okay. Why don't Nova's gonna go with?
It smells like absolute death up here, so perhaps this is a horrible idea.
So why don't you come back down,
I
and we'll
can't
make
see
horrible
down
decisions together. I think we have light somewhere. Cal, do you have like a flashlight or a lamp? Nohu, do you in there have like a light bulb or a bulb something?
Light bulb.
I don't know what he's got. We can pull an Uncle Fester to pop in
That's
there.
what I was thinking.
Don't
Do you
worry,
have an
I have
ether
a
torch?
lantern.
You have a lantern?
Yeah,
Why didn't you say you had a
He
lantern?
doesn't-
I forgot.
Hasn't turned it on, so we'll just add that to you now.
So, Merit, did you bring one of them little flashlights we have?
I have an Aether torch, yes.
There you go. Merit
Look at
for
me.
the rescue.
Who does
Hey,
Merit? Did
I
you want
mean, we
Merit to
have a
use it, or do
lantern
you
already.
can have somebody else use it?
I
I can
mean,
just stick by him. We can be buddies.
Oh, I also have one
Very
of those. Is
obviously,
that
he loves
better?
me. So
All right,
I mean,
Merit's got
it
his.
passes to me.
Merit's is only in a cone in front of him as he's walking around with it. It's an Aether torch. It's like a flashlight, so single direction. Your lantern has light that goes a less distance than the Aether torch, but in a radius.
Okay, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stick the arm out of my backpack and have it close its arm around the lantern to keep my hands free.
Just lean it up against the back. Give me a brains roll, and we'll see how successful you are doing that.
Yeah.
See, this is the kind of initiative we sparrows need. And this is what I meant, Merit. Merit, you.
Oh,
you
I-
see
What
how
am
you
I
suck
minus two?
Yes.
Oh, it's from the tasting what I see.
Oh,
still.
that has expired now. So
Okay, great. So that's a 13.
oh, good. I'm glad he wasn't tasting the arm. That was, you know, separate.
Me too.
No tasting the arm. Eric got a +1 from McSherry, so you get a 14. So that's pretty well secured. If something causes it to jangle free, it's at a roll target
I
14
don't
to
know.
knock it over. So you situate the arm, you brace it up in the backpack, and then it just has its hand gonna grasp around the handle of the lantern.
See, it's
now
already
swinging over your
coming in
head.
handy.
Handy.
Seeing that, I'm just gonna go. Era, have you ever considered a life in piracy?
I've considered many lives.
Well, I think you are suited for it, and you should call yourself a sparrow from now on. We'll think about your position in the ship
Ooh.
layout.
Ooh, then maybe that's what this timeline's all about. That'd be interesting.
And Nohu, it's been a while since you've done anything. So what have you been up to while everybody's talking, placing arms in backpacks, turning on lanterns?
Well, I wouldn't like to forget about Max Sherry's, redeem points on
Right.
the players find something useful. So I will take the lollipop that falls on the very first food locker that Nohu found or started searching through. And it is a lollipop. It's a candy. Candy doesn't fall into the authority of not licking things. It's made for licking. So I'll just secretly take it, like engulf it, all of it. And with the rest of the time, I'll keep on ransacking all the other food lockers until there's nothing inside of them.
Gonna just take everything. There's quite a few. There's like a couple 100 pounds of various things like blankets, wrappings, glass vials and whatnot. So you can only carry so much. How much of that do you want to take?
I'll take whatever the most worthless but shiniest of things. Like if it's metal, that can be like speed shine and polish. If it's like a piece of like bent metal, or like more of those ampules, or whatever is
Okay.
like complete junk.
So you gain another 20 ampules. You move from one box to another. You head over near where Cal and Nova are. And as you head into the last box, you notice that box next to Nova happens to have some bloodstains upon the edge of it, and right around where the handle and latch is. As you lift it up, you see a form kind of like pop up slightly. A body has been shoved into this box and locked in place. Looks like whatever was attached to the rest of that arm has been folded into this box and closed by whoever fought it. There's a bunch of bullet holes in it, as well as puncture wounds from looks like stone shards.
I found the missing piece. Hey, I'll take it out and like spread it out all over the bed.
Something that resembles a mixture between like multiple different types of animals and some humanoid features with a bunch of robotic-looking multi-segmented legs, one missing arm and another that's the same as the other one that you saw, as well as a whole bunch of little canisters and tubes going into the chest of this thing, covered in wounds, leaking various fluids into that box, have left quite the stain.
Anything else inside the food locker?
Anything else? What now?
Inside.
Nothing in this box other than some cloth and some more of those bandages that are now soaked in whatever sort of oil-based liquid is in there.
Oh, well. Oh, maybe they'll shine even better through the light. I'll just like squeeze some of that oil into a couple of the ampules.
All right, give me an aware roll as you start to squeeze that into the ampule. The viscous and black oily fluid, first off, reminds you of something, and second off, does something. Which one do you want to go with first? Do you want to see what you're reminded of, or do you want to see what it does?
Oh, see what it does. What it does.
All right, so as you go and you dip your ampule into it to lift it up, you see little tiny strands, almost like spider webbing, start stretching up towards your fingers and tries to grab a hold of you.
Oh, it's alive. Cool. Will you give me superpowers?
Oh no!
Is
Can
it like
Nova see what's happening?
Give me an aware roll. You're standing right next to him with Cal at the moment. You've been dealing with this light situation. You're talking about Birch. You've got the lanterns just being turned on, and then you hear Nohu's voice. I would say you get to see him, but too late to whatever he chooses to do in this moment.
Slowly turn.
What about the part?
No.
What about the part of remembering what this is, or something about it?
So, when you were but a wee little lizard, you and your father had traveled with some of his friends on an adventure on a world called Silvershield. As you had been deep beneath the ground there at one point, trying to find an ancient treasure of some kind, you saw a huge pool of substance that looked just like this. Your father told you to stay away from.
Oh man, I wish that father was here to tell me what to do. Oh wait, he would tell me what not to do. Oh, I know. If it's trying to eat me, I should eat it first. I'll stick my hand on my mouth.
And Nohu goes to stick his hand full of this gunk into his face.
Mouth, not my face, inside my mouth.
In your
please.
mouth. Does anybody do anything from that point? The only one's close enough would be Nova, which you see him sticking his hand into his mouth, and Cal.
Can we see what it was that he put in his mouth?
He has a handful of black gunk that he just pulled out of a box that was underneath the corpse that he threw between the two of you.
Like a thallium-looking black gunk?
Not exactly. There's a
Okay.
multi-huge sheen on the surface of this stuff that brings back memories as well.
I
Give me a
don't have
brains
those
roll.
memories.
Give me a brains roll, Nova.
Isn't Caleb hanging out with us somewhere?
That's
Caleb's
true.
not here right
I
now.
haven't talked to Caleb at all. Caleb, what's up? You want me to
Caleb?
take on anything? You bastard!
He's not here right now.
What do you mean he's
Wait,
not
I
here right
thought,
now?
or
He's
did
always here.
Caleb get redeaded, or did he just get weakened?
Caleb's an eternal, but he's not.
Right.
Fine.
The one guy that got killed was my dad. Because
Yeah,
It's
he
all
was.
very complicated.
someone was dead. But
aware.
Nova, give me a brains roll.
Caleb should be around. Yeah.
He's not here right now.
Where is he?
He doesn't tell you
Conveniently
where he
not here,
goes all the time, but he travels all over the Aether sphere. He's got other
Caleb
friends
would
to
know
visit and
exactly
whatnot.
what this is, because he was in that dark, dank hole with us.
Oh,
So, you can give me a
Uncle!
magical roll, Cal, to see if you can reach him via Mage phone. I don't know what you want to call it.
Uncle, I bet you
as-
can hear me, you old bastard.
Also
As,
got an 18.
Nova gets an 18.
Oh, look
Nat
at that! Look at
20.
that! Oh my
Are you
God.
kidding me?
Keep falling. Yes, not 20. Yeah,
Okay,
celebration.
so do you wanna? Do we discover that Cal has a connection to his uncle, allowing him to speak with him over vast distances now? Or
You're gonna hate that if that's the case.
great.
Just
I'm gonna
has
make
a
you play
Bluetooth
both
with
of them.
Cal in it.
Don't you threaten me with a good time. Let's see, what was the other? It's related to the allies here. So you're able to either have a connection to Cal, or you can both get some information and react before Nohu has a chance to do what he does. Your choice.
Fucking choices of God, dude. But I don't. Despite how much.
Hey, are you going to stop Nohu this time, or are you going to stop him the next 45 times?
I'm just saying,
Very
Snan, you
fair.
have a pet and you've experienced the what the fuck do you have in your mouth fear, so I just want to reiterate that fear exists.
But very fair. This is not going to happen the first time. I might as well waste my nat 20 on something that's permanent. Sure. Cal.
All right, so you're not necessarily going to be able to react fast enough in this moment. So with the roll that Nova had, you remember seeing a small jar of chemical on one of her shelves that said it was something. It had something to do with coffee. You remember that a long time ago. Your mom had a bit of a stint with somebody out there. She talked to you about it a bit. And they found some sort of lifeblood of the world that seemed to have some sort of mind control properties or something. You remember her talking about having to remove fine filament threads from people's spines and stuff. There was this whole, like, problematic situation involving something called the machine god controlling people's lives. And this reminds you of that jar your mother told you never to touch. Cal, so you get a hold of Caleb. Caleb Wesley, you immediately recognize as he describes what it is in your mind's eye as the substance that you dealt with in the what did we call it again? In the butthole? Was that what was it?
Yeah. Was the what? Yeah.
Butthole cave.
The butthole
Butthole
cave.
cave.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that again?
The substance that you found in that giant lake in the cave where you fought the huge centipedes. It was that stuff that they were sneaking into the coffee to give to people.
Oh,
The
to
butthole
control their
cave.
minds.
Yep.
Oh shit! Don't eat that. You'll be a slave zombie to someone else.
As both of them say that, Nohu just
No.
Well, we gotta kill him now.
No.
Alright.
Cow.
Where's the kill? Now we gotta put the pet to sleep.
No.
Pirate, bring the gun. The mercy gun.
If this was a pet, you wouldn't be talking like that, Callan. You know it.
Well, most of my pets are a little bit more smarter than you know.
You can kill me. I'm still under contract, and I will be under contract as a red meanie, big dude. And I
Sure,
was under
buddy.
contract as Carotine or
Keep
Cara.
talking. If they don't see the gun, they won't be scared, so he can die without fear. Merrick, bring the gun.
Merrick, don't you dare!
Barrett just stands there shaking his head, knowing not to get in between this lover spat.
I'm gonna grab Nohu's face
Okay.
and look into his eyes and see if he has been taken over.
He just stares at you with that one googly eye that kind of rolls about the socket on its own.
Are you having cravings for coffee?
I mean, decaf, because they don't let me take the normal one.
That's smart.
Oh, you know what
think
else
it's
we could do?
fine.
We could just make him puke it out. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think it works that way because I think it gets all up in your spine. You
Give
can't
me-
puke up your spine, Cal.
Give me a tough roll there, Nohu.
Tough roll.
Uncle, one of my
Okay.
new friends ate one of that stuff. What do we do?
I'm going to use my virtue of endurance.
Okay.
That's a good virtue.
That is a good virtue to use in this case. Okay.
Yay!
So Caleb tells you to keep an eye out for any strange behavior, and if you find strange strands of like hair-like stuff growing out of the back of his neck, to pull that stuff out.
All right. Hey, fellas, if this one grows black hair in the neck, just pull it out.
How often are we supposed to check that, Captain?
I don't know, 10 minutes. Everyone 10 minutes. Oh,
He just seems to have scales, no hair.
That's your I don't actually know what the fuck I'm talking about face, Cal. How often?
Anyway, too much talking.
How
More
often,
adventure to
Uncle?
come.
We'll
Let's
let
go!
it
So Nohu starts heading towards the stairwell. Birch, you are upstairs at the moment. Arrow, what do you do during this debacle?
Onwards! This all seems resolved.
Where did you head? Do you go up the stairs? Or are you gonna head
I'm
back in the other
follow
direction?
Nohu. No, I'm just gonna follow Nohu.
All right, so you start going up the stairs. Merritt's standing up to the side.
No
just-
worms have shown up, so far Nohu thinks we're actually pretty safe.
Merritt looks at everybody down here and just shrugs. And Birch, we go back to you upstairs at the moment, and you hear your friends starting to come up there. Give me a tough roll as you're standing in this noxious gas.
What, in the carbon monoxide? What are you talking about? I'm having a great time. Hey, I am having a great time.
It's very uncomfortable, and your leaves begin to wilt, but you're not dying.
My leaves. You said there were machines up here?
Yeah.
Can I look at them?
Yes, give me an aware roll as you step up to one.
Don't burn me. Oh, cool.
18. All right, so it looks kind of like a closed flower. The top of it seems to have a large shape that is folded over in on itself multiple times with a strange canopy above it that goes into the ceiling. Each one of these has one of these things surrounding it. There's a bunch of old wiring and metal boxes and strange little crystalline shapes on the outside of them. You don't know what it is. You've never seen anything like it before.
So a point of order. Google says that carbon monoxide does not poison plants since it is rapidly oxidized from carbon dioxide, which is used for photosynthesis.
I wasn't saying that carbon monoxide did that.
I was just making sure that this
Thank you
show
for
was
the fact
scientific. You're
The
welcome.
sulfur is bad for the plant.
That's fair.
So,
So, yeah, Google it, Shannon.
is sulfur bad for plants? In high enough amounts, yes.
Yeah, but wouldn't it have to get into my soil, and it's in the air, so it's different, because
Yeah, but your roots are your skin, so there's a little bit of a difference.
Well, listen. I'm trying.
Oh, actually, sulfur serves many functions in plants and is used in the formation of amino acids, proteins, and oils, and is necessary
Give me
for
my amino acids.
chlorophyll formation.
It is necessary in small percentages.
Shannon, Google how much I need.
Does it say that?
Shannon, Google how much like 100-pound plant needs sulfur. Just quick Google.
100-pound plant.
Just a real quick Google. You know, the casual, normal 100-pound plant.
Anyway, standing there in front of this machine, what do you do? What do you say, Birch?
It looks like a flower, but I don't really know what it does.
I don't know how you would calculate this, Birch, but 15 to 25 pounds per acre.
I don't know how many acres I am.
15 to 20 pounds per acre.
I don't know. How many acres am I?
All right, the rest of the session is calculating how many acres. of
Math.
plants per-
You all came here to listen to math related to plants and their, nutritional needs.
How many acres is a 100-pound humanoid plant? Someone asked
You can look at what
Jesus
is the
for
surface
yourself.
area of human skin, and then that'll help us get some idea on how many acres you might be.
Homework, audience.
Is the machine on? Is it doing anything?
It is
or
not
is it
doing.
stagnant
It's
and
not doing anything. There's no lights. There's nothing like that. It's very. It feels like a sleeping plant or a dead plant.
Can
to you.
I try and open up the plant part that looks like the foldy plant part and see if I can see inside?
2 rolls: agile to climb the machine, and then strong to pull the edges and the wings and the petals apart.
Well, that's
Okay,
You
What's-
climb up very easily. You just right up the side. You kind of brace your foot against the wall. You grab a hold of the edge of one of these things and start pulling it open a little bit. Relatively easier than you anticipated. As you begin to pull it open, you see that there is a scintillating mesh across the inside of what would be the open section of the plant's petals. But as you pull to, it stops short because it looks like it's supposed to go up through holes in the ceiling that it's attached to. Whatever this is, the top of it should be above ground when it opens.
But we are we above ground or below ground?
You're currently a little below ground. The ceiling is damaged and some sunlight is shining through, but this is basically only about 10 feet below ground.
Also, what's Birch's height and weight?
She's like 5'2" and like 100 pounds.
Birch, you are 215 pounds.
How am I 215 pounds?
You know why.
Because I'm a dense plant bitch.
It's all that Cherry Garcia.
Oh shit, you're right. Well, actually, that might help my situation. If my BMI is like crazy high for whatever reason, I might be able to take more sulfur. This is fine.
It's true. You take more sulfur.
That's twice as many, so...
How many acres is that?
2.
So it looks like you're about 2 meters squared. It's
2 meters
in
square.
surface area.
This is America, goddammit. Well,
Anderson.
Actually, meters are good unit of measurement. Just in thousands,
It's a-
hundreds, 10 times stuff.
It's a much
I mean,
easier unit of measurement. I was being facetious.
I'm gonna wait for my friends, but I'm gonna tell them that this is definitely a metal plant, and you can convince me no way otherwise. And the metal plant this is the roots, and the flower part is up there. It's not currently alive, but it might be able to.
So Birch is
So that
hanging
is
there
what
from
we're
this
saying.
as Era and Nohu come up the stairwell, and with Merritt close behind. So why don't you go ahead and tell them what you were saying as they all come up there and see how everybody reacts.
This is most definitely a metal plant. You can convince me in no way, shape, or form that it is not a metal plant. And this is like the root system, which we are underneath the ground, and then the flower part is up there. Because I can't really get into the plant meat. That's not the right term.
The
But
plant
anyway,
meat.
Is that like
but
impossible meat?
it's also not alive right now, but I think it could maybe be turned on alive. But I also am very curious to see what like the above part is. So I'm just forewarning you that I am about to climb up there. I am giving advance notice of the fact I am about to climb up there.
That's very polite of you, actually. Yeah.
So
Should we
Cal,
all go up there?
Cal and Nova, do you also travel upstairs?
Yes, I'll join the group.
Yes.
But in the middle of it, Nova, just want to make it clear, I was really being serious about killing Nohu. It was like a disciplining maneuver. What we do with the newer ones that seems to be a little, not all there to scare them that they did a deadly thing. I just want to,
So you're just trying to scare the mentally.
Not the mentally, no, just it was no.
All right, so as Birch begins climbing, give us another strong roll as you climb up the edges of this to try to get to the top.
Not mentally.
Natural and not strong.
Well,
No,
you
I
have to be
was just
strong
saying,
enough to
use,
pull yourself up.
Just to show the severity of the situation. That's what I meant.
14,
Mhm.
nice.
But tell me
You're
a
lucky
special
you're cute,
case.
Cal.
So Cal and Nova have a conversation while Birch climbs. Nohu, what are you doing as you've come up here?
They called me a special case, and also an endangerment for society. Both are right. Anyway,
I didn't say
where's
that.
the flower? Where's this said flower that was talked about?
Every one of these little pillar-looking things seems to be that same shape. It's a large oblong top. It's a circular top that resembles a flower petal, set inside of a tube setup that seems to go up through the ceiling. You can tell that there's some sort of little secured hatch in the ceiling that they're supposed to travel through. Give me a brains roll, Nohu, to see if you can determine what these might be for, now that you've kind of had some time. With a 20, with how these seem to be opening up, with how they need to be above the ground, with how close you are to the surface, you believe these are some sort of sunlight collector. Now, it's not untold that you could use it to gain heat, maybe boil water down beneath the surface. But there's enough of these things in a row. You think it has a bigger purpose. It might have to do with power and this facility.
Like it might power up something in here.
Yes.
What about the surroundings? Is there any more another door to go through? Is the hallway all that there is?
The hallway seems to be all that there is here. There's just the stairwell that goes up and down. There's something off to the right, like a little grate or whatnot. But so far it looks pretty similar all the way down.
I'll move over to the grate. Let's see
Alright.
what's over there.
So you head over, and as you get there, you see an arch. Do you travel through the arch?
I travel.
All right. So you just walk over into the other room, and we'll come back to you in just a second to describe what you saw there. Birch, you successfully make the climb up to the little section of the roofing that should open, so something goes up and through it. As you're sitting there kind of up against it, you pull on these things, and they open up shutter style in like a semicircle. Give me another strong roll as you brace yourself to see if you can pull them open. If you had a lever of some kind, it would be easier. That is a 13. You get them to budge, but as you pull and as you start to let go, they start to spring back. It seems like they're spring-loaded to stay closed. some sort of mechanical mechanism probably opens them.
Does anyone down there see a button?
A butt?
A button.
Oh. Are there buttons?
There's buttons all over the outside of these weird crystalline tower things.
Oh, I thought I was still downstairs.
No, you've all moved upstairs with them.
There's buttons all over. I mean, make sure Nohu's not listening. There's buttons all over.
I'm really... Yeah, if you could perhaps figure out what button opens, would be appreciated. I don't know how, but I assume you can. So...
I bet we can figure something out.
Era?
Yeah, I'll do what I can.
Well, I mean, if you can see like futures and stuff, right? Could you tell which future we push the right button?
Yeah. Like maybe I can reach down to one and you can see the potential future as I do it, and like you can be like, oh no, that one, not that one.
Don't do it, or yeah, push it.
Okay, let's
Could
start.
I
This is
also-
number one.
Oh, yeah, you Birch.
Just gonna see, could I also just use it must have slipped to open it?
If you were to evoke chaos once, you could probably open that door. That great.
Yeah, let's do the first chaos roll of the season. Let's do
All right.
it.
So as you're all asking, like getting ready to push buttons, and Arrow's looking at it like, yeah, you could do that. Birch, give me a magical
that's
roll
not
and
what Bear was
spend
about to say.
spend your overload to do so. Your 2
Don't
overload.
tell Nohu there's a bunch of
Ooh.
buttons. Yes,
We're
let
gonna
us
ace it.
touch them.
No, it's okay. We're gonna
That's
ace
gonna
it.
be a
It's
K.
fine.
Oh, you're gonna ace it. Fine, ace it. That is
That's
a
better.
17 this time. As Birch, you just reach forward with one hand, and then you force space magic to just it twists open and sticks.
Everybody got it?
You see a bunch of dirt and debris start falling down, and then lava start coming down over the edge.
Oh. Oopsie. We should leave.
Give
We
me
should not
an
be here.
agile roll to move out of the way. It's moving relatively slowly, but it drips down and immediately starts melting some of this
We should-
flour. Birch hits the
Stop.
ground
What?
and is able to stay out of the way as this magma starts pouring down from the surface. Into
Liquid
here.
fire. Falling from the ceiling. Let's go.
I got a +1.
So that spot, the circle, happens to be where some of it's just unpuddling onto the floor and starting to pool. There's a +1 to Glitz's next roll. So in this moment, we'll go back to initiative just to see what's happening next. Merritt, off to the side, goes, well, that's not good. And he just waits. Cal, should we do something about that?
Magma.
Maybe we
It was
should get
polite
out
of it
the
to wait at the
way.
door, though.
True.
Maybe we should get out of the way. Also, Era, I thought you were gonna warn us about this.
He was trying to figure out the buttons.
It is Era's turn now.
Sure. I don't think I explained how I work. I don't think you all entirely understand. I feel... Okay.
Yeah, you just said our time sense is broken. How is that explain things?
What? Yeah, right.
Which button doesn't lead to a worm?
This is not how it is supposed to work, but I like that I'm going to make it work this way. I would like to use deja vu experience
Already.
to figure out which button is the most helpful in this moment and does
Give
it lead
me
to
a
worms.
magical roll just so you start
Yeah.
seeing the best of your futures here. All right. So
So-
you see lots of people getting burned, trying to deal with lava. You see a
Sure,
continuing flow of this thing constantly, and you see lots of button presses, and only one seems to do anything. And usually that's the last button pressed over the course of a few minutes.
Okay,
Well,
great.
why do we
I
keep
have
pushing
great
buttons?
news. All we have to do is press all of them, and the last one we pick will be perfect.
So, could we
For
start from the end?
100%. Yeah, start wherever you want. It's just the last one always.
Regardless of where we...
Hmm?
You know what?
We keep pushing buttons!
No, but
know
just starts
what?
pushing them.
You know
Nothing
what?
seems to
Yes.
happen. Nothing seems to happen, and you start pushing these things.
You know what? You know what? I trust my crew. Well, whatever. If I die today,
Oh, but be
let the
careful.
rest
We're probably
know
all
I
gonna
died
burn to death.
trusting.
Of course. Merritt
Oh.
just starts pushing buttons as
It's
well.
just like a douchebag on the elevator in a
He's doing
huge
the
building.
And
Sure.
at
A
this
guy
point,
tells you to push buttons and you just go for it. You
Oh,
have
so-
the 3 times employed here trying to lick something and suddenly it's kill him.
He's
all right, no.
Wait.
I
It wasn't-
understand.
it
I see
wasn't
the
kill
favoritism.
we are, you know, there is a little bit of a double standard that's happening here.
So Nohu, we go to you.
He's the admiral.
You've stepped through the archway, and there was kind of a little weird noise that you heard as you walked through it. Standing on top of this grate that's here, you can tell that there is some space underneath of it and some sort of large tunnel down below, but you're not sure how to get there. The bars are too close together and whatnot. In front of you is a large console that seems to have a bunch of different buttons and whatnot. As you've stepped in the area, you see it light up. Ding. And it seems to be printing out words that you don't recognize in a language you don't comprehend.
Oh man, it's on one of these once again. How do I always take care of it? Oh, I know. I'll just type in I work here. Done.
You start pushing buttons at random on the console. And as you press one of these buttons and hit this larger panel button, ding, you see the system turn on, and all of a sudden the roofing starts opening into multiple spots around there as everybody presses the last button at roughly the same time. Nohu, having activated the system,
I
just
didn't
happens
say
to...
everybody. It's Cal and Nohu. The rest of
Yeah,
us
well,
are
Merritt
innocent
was helping
bystanders.
too. Jackal, thanks for the raid.
Yay!
So anyways, the two of you pressing buttons with Merritt assisting off to the side seem to press a button at the same time, and suddenly the ceiling starts opening up, and these things start raising up on stalks through the hole. Some of the lava that was coming down gets like smushed up against the one leaf and pushed back up through the surface. As it comes up to the top, it gets a little bit darker in the room. The little crack that's showing sunlight down through the top of the building is blocked off by a shadow. And then these things open up. And you see large umbrella-style gold foil petals open up above the building. A moment later, all the little crystalline lights start blinking on the sides of this thing, and the lights kick on in the building, and there's a soft hum in the distance.
Nova at this point is pretty much convinced that Birch was correct and it is a flower. Because it just bloomed. Yeah.
I think. But also I can see now, so that's very...
Yes.
Can we breathe still, like, okay?
No, the air up here is toxic as hell. Give me a tough roll to everybody who's in this room.
I mean...
Half the amount of
Wow,
sulfur
do we
into
have
toxic
homework?
I guess so.
I don't think sulfur and carbon monoxide is healthy for humanoids.
I'm a plant.
Yeah! 0!
No, Era.
Gifted.
All
I'm
right.
alive!
So everybody should have.
Also, the cat
vision
walked
now.
on my...
All right, here we are. We got a 0 out there for Era. We got a 16 for Birch, so you're still holding strong. Nohu gets an 8. So if you would, go ahead and roll a d4 for damage to yourself there, Nohu. Nova gets a 17. Cal gets an 18. Era, if you would roll a d6 for damage to yourself. As you begin choking and coughing a bit, you feel yourself get lightheaded. You are a bit smaller as well. So you guys take a little bit of damage. You recognize that it's going to get worse over time if you don't put on some sort of safety devices. If you're going to stay in this room.
Should we leave or...
It is
save
Nova's
deck?
turn, by the way.
Shall we what? I'm fine.
The air is a little stingy.
It is.
You're
what
getting
do
that scratchy, painful sensation in the back of your throat that usually shows up right before you get like a cold.
Well, do we need to be in here? I mean, that was pretty cool. We have about an hour in our, right? So if we, what, Cal, what do we?
I think we should leave now because it seems like we'll die here. There are
We're
other
not talking so clearly.
Era starts coughing loudly at you.
Blood.
What do you say?
He said he's dying.
Yeah. All right, Merritt. Let's go
Merritt
now.
wiggles over to Era and slowly like slurms him down the stairs because he's still got jello bones.
I try to pull anyone I can down as well.
Wacky arm flailing inflatable.
And while,
All right.
and while I do that, I'm just gonna say it's not double standard. By the way, I at least knew what the year 8 was gonna make him mind controlled. Just want to add that.
Are you still on that?
Yes, I don't have double standards.
So rude.
Oh, you moved on.
To make
So-
sure he's on his way. No.
So everybody else goes
Is that
down the
right?
stairs, getting out of there quickly. Nohu, what are you doing now? Because you're the last
Well-
one left up there.
I have to work on this computer a little more. You know, go
damn
to
it,
the
no.
settings, change the language, reboot it, that sort of thing, so that I can understand it.
All right,
Because clearly
give
it's not taking my order anymore, and I'm hungry.
me a
Can I-
brains roll and tell me high or low at the same time.
I'm
I
gonna make my way that way. Ooh.
Okay. So you start going through this and like navigating some of the systems you see. You see this little like icon that starts swirling and looks like it's turning into some sort of pomegranate. And as you are moving around this little tiny multi-track ball thing on the table nearby, you click something and then the language changes. Unfortunately, you still don't speak it.
Fully factory resets.
oh man,
Bonjour.
You only speak 3 languages. None of them existed at the time of this invention.
Okay, so
what? No.
I had started over there to go grab Nohu.
All right, so you had gone over to grab Nohu.
I'm still showing us on the other floor, so I couldn't.
There,
move my own
you've moved back over to Nohu. So you walk over to the side. You see him standing beyond one of those arches again, in front of something with a bunch of words on the screen and whatnot. And there is something listed in a language that reminds you of Goblin, but you've never read it before. You've never learned it, unfortunately. But your mom had books on it.
Can I try? Or are there any Eternals hanging around here that just happen to maybe one of you know how to read this?
Give me an aware roll. We'll see if you see a nearby Eternal.
Oh hey.
So as you're standing there looking around, you do happen to see a small canister with a mouthpiece on it sitting nearby on the floor.
A canister with a mouthpiece?
Yeah, something that looks like it's designed to breathe through like a rebreathing apparatus. But you don't see any Eternals nearby.
Please don't put your mouth on that saw trap.
I'm not gonna. Ew. There's so many mental images from Saw pop into my head. Like it's
Reverse bear trap.
It's trauma. Yeah. Well, is anybody holler down there? Does anybody read Goblin? Baji, Yabi?
Yeah.
Right. Era. Could you put your safe tech on before you come up, though?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Era, you coming up there to go see what that is? Give me a tough
guess
roll to the
so.
two of you that are still standing there without safe
Also-
tech on, please.
Also want to check Nohu's neck just while I'm standing here waiting to see.
All right, so you look over his neck. Nohu, do you let Nova just start like digging at your neck a little?
I'm trying.
I'm sorry. I'm too busy trying to get Minesweeper to work on this.
Keep trying, buddy.
It's just Snake. Nothing but
You're like
Snake.
clicking on a variety of buttons. You see a whole bunch of like pages come up with words. Suddenly you have an entire desktop filled with open applications.
Pinball. Oh, nobody better plays that anymore.
So Era, you walk up. Nova and Nohu, both of you cough a bit more. You're starting to feel a little woozy, but you haven't passed out yet. And Era, you see this device in front of him. There is something printed on the screen that appears to be Goblin, but the words seem to be rudimentary in a way that tells you that it's a lot older than the language you learned.
Oh.
The display has a whole bunch of documents listing power use, day and time of use. They're keeping track of something for something called RimWorld Power and the amount they might have to pay this month. There's some details in there about some behaviors that needed to be changed. People were riding the stamen, basically the pole, the flower up and down sometimes, and having parties on the open shell.
Unsafe work environment.
That's what the kids are calling it these days, riding the stamen.
Riding the
That's
stamen.
what the Hufflepuffs
And,
call it, you know, like the little button. Sorry.
And you also see underneath a lot of this stuff, to access general controls, please enter administrator's password.
Wow, this is all really fascinating stuff, Nova. You found a really great treasure trove. Look, I can. This is like an itemized power receipt for January and February and March. But other than, if you aren't interested in power usage, then you're gonna need an administrator code.
Nohu found it, to be clear.
Where's the solitaire? Tell me, where's the solitaire?
Probably behind the administrator passcode. Sorry, bud.
Can I lift up the keyboard on this and look and see if someone put it on a post-it note underneath their keyboard?
You do that? Is that where you get that from? You do that?
Not underneath my keyboard.
So you lift.
Maybe in my union handbook.
You
in
go.
my desk.
You go to lift up the keyboard, but it is not unattached to the console. The console itself.
Okay,
is
find
built
the
into it.
union handbook. And...
Yeah, is there
worried.
local 7509?
You look around nearby. Give me an aware roll as you see there are little cabinets associated with the side of this.
I get
Nohu,
six.
if you find the password to this computer, there might be things that you could look at and play your solitaire or minesweeper or whatever silly nonsense you were saying. You want to help me look?
Nova and Nohu, give me a tough roll as you continue to breathe in the noxious gases.
I haven't done anything. I want to write
that
in
was
the
like 2
password.
seconds ago. I'm gonna put on my
It's
stick
only
tag.
like every few seconds you're having to make these rolls now. It's not like you have less carbon monoxide poisoning
I'm
every second that
princess,
you breathe
okay?
it.
I don't need to breathe.
All right, Nohu, you're still okay. Nova, you've now taken a D8 damage.
Can I like put my safe tech on?
You can now, but not out. You start feeling
I get a
woozy.
D8, fine.
You take 4
4
points of damage. You put on your safe tech, and it's
No,
like,
I don't. If I'm gonna take damage anyway, I'm just. Yeah, I put the safe tech on. Fine.
all right, you put the safe tech on and turn it on, and you immediately start feeling your head clear a little bit. You realize you were starting to get a headache, and things were getting a little blurry.
All right, what are we doing for the password?
You look
Also-
around with an aware roll, I believe, to see if you find anything. You and Era and Nohu can all do that if you would like. So, Nova, you do find one of the cabinets nearby has like a little latch mechanism you have to kind of pull and pop. As it pops open, you see some old desiccated object of some kind. It's round, a little bit oblong, and multicolored in some strange tones. As you touch it, it kind of starts to powder away in your hand.
Is it candy?
No, you think it might have been a sandwich a long time ago. Don't be Nohu. Anyway. So the side that you were
He's
in,
having the most fun.
the side that you were in, you notice that there is a small vent in the back that has cold air starting to come into the interior of whatever this side is that you just opened.
I didn't find a password, but I found air conditioning.
Era, where you look at, you pull out some drawers and whatnot. You see a whole bunch of looks kind of like auto pens, but made of some sort of hard material that's softer than glass and kind of flexy.
Great. I'm gonna pocket those. How many do I find?
There are 4 of them, and they seem
Great.
to use a ball tip instead of a quill tip.
Perfect.
Ballpoint pens. Nice. Get some Vicks out of there.
Yeah.
So Nohu, from where you're at, looking into the other side, you see that there's a thick, like 500 or 600 page, 1 foot by 3 foot manual inside of there.
I'm sorry, why did you move me from the keyboard? I'm obviously just typing all the passwords that come to mind.
You're just typing
11111, 11112, 11113.
On your third password, You see the screen go black and a red line of words go across it. It says, temporarily locked. Please contact your administrator.
Well, obviously, this needs the obvious cobalt touch of one who knows how to deal with ancient machinery to repair it and give me administrator's privilege. Because as you may remember, I have a -2 in difficulty checks when repairing ancient machinery.
This is not considered a repair, but you can
Depends
give it a
on how you
roll.
look at it.
What are you attempting to do this?
You know, trying to reboot it, specification, maybe get my PDO in there to give it a good old rebooting in the sense of get some freaking good letters in there, common language.
All right, you're trying to reprogram the entire thing and restart it. Give me a brains roll.
Brains.
There is a loud bang, a spark, and as Nohu tries to jack into this thing, causes it to be severed from the power supply, unfortunately. And you see the light just...
As in the light from the computer or just the light
Yes.
from the whole place?
From the computer and the room above you goes out. You seem to have blown a fuse.
Question, I forgot my +2 from, luck favors the incredibly stupid, so would that make a difference?
It would
20?
not. This would have required a roll target of 26, so you had to get a 26 or higher to actually accomplish that.
Well, give me another chance then.
There goes an ace. Okay, fine.
Because
Oh my god, with a nat 20. Okay.
This man will play Minesweeper.
So, with this nat 20, do you restart the machine bypassing the lock? Or do you know just by accident what the passwords are for any console in this facility? Although you won't know what they say, but you will know how to open them just at random.
Oh, well, of course, who knows every password of every place. It's always, I work here. It's just always written differently and with other letters and with numbers, but it's all stays the same.
All right, so Nohu gets an intrinsic ability to know the passwords to any additional console you find while inside of this facility. And this one restarts, boots back up, makes kind of a clicking noise. See the screen kind of glow for a second and then stop. And then as it comes back on, you see, like, again, that picture of a pomegranate that goes across the screen and circles around for a second. And then as it comes on, it says, welcome, Steve, in the language that Era is able to read. And then the desktop shows up.
Hooray! And I probably faint from all the dioxide or chloroform.
Yeah, you gotta
that
make
I've been feeling.
another tough roll at this point. Phew.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
you take resisted damage, so at this point you're gonna start taking damage nonetheless. You'll take a d12, so roll a d12 for damage. 5 points of damage hit Nohu. So
I'd
far,
offer to carry you, but I have a -3 strength, so.
I mean, once I see the mice go up, I'd be there looking for them so I can carry him.
so you've come back upstairs as they have taken a while. Everybody else is.
I mean, I would go immediately after them. I was kind of waiting for turn. Because, like,
It's anarchy. Just jump on in.
So
well,
Cal
I
walks
told you
over.
guys the name. What happened to him?
You see Nohu like wobbling as he stands there as the screen comes on, as Nova's like leaning down and putting her head under air conditioning because it's the only thing cool inside of this entire place, even though there's some ancient dusty sandwich sitting nearby. You've got
Now
Era
you
there
want a
stuffing
sandwich?
We should
stuffing
come back
pens into
with
his
safety
pockets.
gear. Get out of here.
I have safety gear on.
Well, look at this guy.
He's Nohu, but also I think he's gonna die. Could you grab him?
Yes.
I think he fainted because the computer called him Steven.
Oh,
Steve.
Yeah.
Now.
Steve.
All right, Steven.
Steve.
We'll say
I mean, Steve.
what Cosmic said out there. Stefanos is what it
Stefanos, come here,
Stefanos.
Stefanos. I'm carrying Stefanos down.
I mean, I'm gonna go. It's unlocked though, so I'll just go over and see what I can see on this now unlocked computer.
On the unlock screen, it talks about different locations you can send power to, the levels within various sections of this medical center. It basically is just keeping track of power supply, especially through the solar paneling, basically, that you created using these flowers. The levels all seem to be fine, except for in a couple of rooms which are showing errors.
Can I pull up a map just that has like all the power displays for it?
A map has been added to your inventory.
A map has been added to your inventory, yes. It has just very rudimentary details about it that seem to be saying things that don't exist in the languages you understand.
Sure.
And as we see those things, Birch and Merritt standing down below, Ayden seems to have disappeared. And as you two are there, Merritt just turns over to you and goes, "Do you hear a scraping noise?"
I did before. Does it sound like metal? Like a worm that's wearing a jacket?
No, I was thinking more
Full metal jacket?
feet walking down the hallway. You see him grabs a hold of his saber on his waist and starts turning. There's a large hallway that you all haven't traveled down, back behind you a little ways where the archways were. And as he kind of steps out there and looks, you see these marching figures in the darkness, shining metal, moving towards you. And with that, we fade to black as we go to our break for tonight. Thank you very much for watching Wraithe. Hope you're enjoying yourselves. We will be back in about 10 minutes. Grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack, and we'll see you on the other side when we get back.
We'll
Thank
be
you very
back
much for watching.
to explore other 2 rooms in 3 hours and a half.
Rooms.
Yay!
Be back for the epic conclusion of Walking Down the Road. See you all in a moment. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Wraithe. Thank you very much for sticking around, for showing up for this event of a lifetime, because, you know, everything in life is an event of a lifetime. It won't come back. It happens but the once, and you can try to emulate it. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything at all. It just is just once and done, and that's it, ultimately, for everything. Yeah. So, last time we left off, we heard noises. Merritt was standing in the hallway, and Birch was nearby. And there seems to be something out in the darkness. The low light that is showing up from the new lights that are on. As Merritt turns and looks at them, you see him go, "One moment." He reaches down onto his belt, grabs a hold of a little device, and then just over the comm, like, sends out a message to Cal. Cal, there seems to be, automatons in the hallway approaching us.
Shit. Do they look hostile?
They have a single glowing eye and weapons for arms. I assume they're not here to parley.
Well, hide till we get there. Or, hey, guys, battle automatons downstairs. It seems like we've got attention.
What shape?
One eye in the head. Not worms. Wait, Merritt.
Okay, then we're fine.
Worms?
They don't resemble worms, no.
Nope. They don't look like worms. Oh, Merritt, what about snakes?
They do not resemble any type of invertebrate or snakes.
Not snakes either.
Snakes are a vertebrate.
I said
I
or
think we're
snakes.
good.
No invertebrates or snakes, he said. Jeez.
Okay.
They're probably friendly. I mean, they can't help that they have one eye and a weapon for an arm.
Birch, it is your turn as you see these things tromping in your direction.
It's true.
How? I would like to use in the mirror to command one of them.
In the mirror to command one of them, you say?
Yes.
Let's see. So, make mental attacks against a target, causing them to be forced to comply with an easily completed one-word command. Go ahead and give me a magical roll to see if they can resist you.
Sounds great.
And which one do you target, the top one or the bottom one?
Top one.
Okay, critical failure on a magical roll as an Aether Mage
that's
means...
No, it's
okay,
fine.
then.
No. That's less. That's fine.
With a
but
10,
not great.
the opponent only got a 6 to resist your magical effect. What do you tell it to do? One word command.
I feel like friend is not a good enough command for this. So the command is just going to be stop.
So that one just halts in its place and doesn't move.
The
The
next
other
two
one.
commands collaborate and listen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to whisper over to Merritt, I have no idea how long it's going to last, so if we're going to do something, we should do something quick.
I am assuming that we should cut them down if they attack us. Cal does tell us quite often that even the scariest looking things may sometimes be friends.
I am willing to make friends with these people.
Well, let's just see how it turns out then. And he like puts his hand on his blade.
The directive of friends, and that is where my mind is now.
It is now Era's turn inside of the room with Nohu and Nova and Cal. You did hear Cal's radio click on, and the audio come over it, very staticky from Merritt.
Sure. Well, so I've gotten a map, a rudimentary map, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I find any like controls or useful functions? Like, can I open doors or
They're looking at this. Give me a aware roll to see what you see on the main screen. And,
yeah, aware, which I'm so good at. Oh,
Nat 20.
Cool.
All right.
You said it sarcastically, but
with an nat 20, first things first. Do you have a comprehensive understanding of the systems in this place when you come across them, allowing you not to have to make these rolls to determine what the console you're using can do? Or do you find the elevator under your feet for your allies in this moment?
I'm gonna go with elevator because I don't know how much longer we're actually gonna be here since we only have like an hour outside maximum. So I'll find the elevator.
Okay. So as you're like looking through these things, you see a switch that you see a file that after opened up seems to have a couple of controls on it that moves this room that you're standing in up and down a narrow hallway that leads to a lower floor. You can do it now, but Nova and Cal will be left behind.
Okay.
we'll figure out something to do with stuff.
No, I'll just like. So wait, explain this to me again because I didn't quite track that.
The area where the arch is in the room you're in is the cutoff point. This whole room you're attached to goes up and down.
Gotcha. Just step on in here and we're gonna go on a fun little ride. No more context. To Cal and Nova. That was clear. And so once they are in the room, I will put us down.
Okay.
That's awfully considerate.
All right, so we'll wait until their turn and see what happens from there. Nohu, what are you doing in this moment? You heard potential danger, and you have your friends here, and Era, of course, saying, get in the room so we can go down.
Well, I'm already in the room, and I'm starting to not just cough, but drool like blood, and it's annoying. I guess I'll wear the safe tech that I had with me all this time. Click.
Turns on, you immediately start feeling better.
Man, there's no enjoyment in that. Anyway, somebody said something about moving. Where are we going?
All right, so Era is going to wait for now for everybody else. We move back
Oh,
below.
wait, let's push buttons.
You go over to start pushing buttons.
Yeah. There was something about moving.
Give me a high or low.
Hi.
All right. Well, Era, as you're standing there, Nohu moves over and then pushes buttons in front of you, and suddenly there's the wall just starts sliding down, and the elevator starts heading down below with just the two of you in here, leaving Cal and Nova inside of the room that has now been walled off.
Never mind.
What just happened?
Roll 38 of adventuring.
The room that Era and Nohu was in, the wall just came up in that arch space, and then they just went down.
All right. Never mind. I was more reacting as a cow. What?
All right. So from there, we have the creatures that are standing in position. The one that you have told to just stop stays there. The other one starts marching forward across the hall, just advancing on the two of you. As it gets closer, it says something.
Me too. I saying?
I have no idea what he's saying.
Should we just agree? Just like yes and?
Sure. Maybe that'll help.
Hello.
Hi. You look like a very friendly kill machine.
Well, maybe you shouldn't call it a kill machine. I feel like that's just leading us down a negative path.
Right. Flowers and fun machine.
Ah, perfect.
Give me a charming roll.
Betty.
As the two are standing there.
Betty. Charming? Oh god. More charming than Kiara was.
You see the thing start marching forward, and it now heads directly towards Merritt, and you see the blade on its arm start heating up and spinning.
That is not a t-shirt cannon. I was not prepared for this.
Merritt goes, I guess fighting it is. Did I say something wrong? You see him like prepare.
You did call it a kill machine, so I mean you did kind of just...
Nova, back to you. Era and Nohu have disappeared from this section of the map as the elevator started going down.
Should we go with them? Birch is still out there with Merrick, though.
Yeah, I mean, can we go with them? The wall just closed.
The stairwell
still
behind
open.
you is the way you came up, so
Oh, we can't go with them?
you can't go with Nohu and Era, unfortunately.
I guess there's just one way out, and I hope they survive.
All
Well,
right.
let's go that way then. Oof.
So Nova begins heading back to the stairwell. You can get 2 move actions, which will put you downstairs.
Nova, I say we shouldn't bring the pets, the cats into the missions.
You,
It's too
you
dangerous.
know what? You tell Felicia she has to stay home, okay?
All right,
Well,
Cal.
Scary.
You're following after
That's
Nova,
not-
I'm assuming?
Yes.
All right, you technically are a little bit in front of her, so she's following you as you both head down to try to assist. As you get to the corner where you're standing at now, Cal, you can see Birch, like, visibly shaken around the corner, just a little bit. And it is now Merritt's turn. Merritt lunges forward, fast as lightning, swinging that blade out, trying to strike this machine. Which he does. Hitting it right across the right arm. And as his blade sparks across this thing, you see him like turn back and look at it, and you see that the edge of his blade has been dulled. Oh. He steps back. Maybe I need a better sword. And Birch, your turn.
Can I use it must have slipped to like get the floor piece to catapult the thing backwards?
It must have slipped is usually only used for a few pounds since you're not a time and space mage. So if you want to fling him, it would be
Chaos.
2 applications of chaos.
That's a lot of chaos.
What about one application of chaos because it's super duper original and an awesome idea?
Damn it! I'll use 2 applications. I'm really close to overload already. I don't know if I want to do that. Hold on. Let me try and find that isn't. I'm useless, guys.
No.
Useless. I know about plants, and this is not a plant.
What are plants but biological robots?
I
Okay,
don't think
but
that's
that
correct at
phrase,
all.
but with the word time, and that's how Era feels. So we're in the same boat. Don't worry.
I
Can't you
am
just-
gonna.
Can you make it turn into plants or something? Can you?
I am not
Can
that
you
strong
be
yet.
like the girl in that 70s, you know, like when she, or the 60s, I can't remember, but she handed the flower to the police officer at the riot thing, you know, flower child. iconic. I just can't remember the history behind it. Cause...
I would have no idea what. I do know what would make this uncomfortable. Can I use in the mirror to make this robot look like Merrick?
To.
Because he's attacking.
You would have to touch him
Merritt.
first off, but
I'm
then you
close
could
enough
try
to
to
touch
change his physical appearance. It would be a resisted roll, but you could do that.
I don't know if that's gonna upset him though. He's a rogue. Fuck it. I'm just gonna use the 2 applications of chaos. I'm gonna catapult that bitch backwards.
All right,
You know what?
so it must have slipped. You're gonna attempt to launch this thing backwards using the tiles on the floor. Give me a magical roll. Get higher than a natural 10 to have any level of success. That is a 7. That is.
I
not-
would like to argue I'm being compassionate because I don't want my friend Merritt to get hit.
I would say you are fighting for someone else in this moment, so I will give you your compassion.
Woo!
And that is a 20 this time. The opponent rolls to resist. They have +1 to resist rolls, and he gets a 11. So you succeed at catapulting this thing backwards. Were you just launching it as far back as you could, or against a wall?
I'm just trying to buy us time,
All right,
so just
so-
as far back as I can get him to go.
2 applications. What is the normal distance that you launch an item with? It must have slipped off the top of my head. I can't remember because I wrote 10,000 things.
It must have slipped. 4 distance.
4 distance. So this will launch it 3, 4 plus double because of the chaos. So it goes back 8. Just flings back through the air, tries to catch itself before it
is
falls to the ground.
Literally all I can do to help us. So
It hits the floor
figure it out.
and slides an additional 2 sparks shooting up from it, and you can roll a d6 for damage. There we go. And 3 points of damage, hitting this thing, bypassing armor because it's scraping along the floor. You did get an ace from McSherry, by the way.
Thank you.
All right. And Birch, or Era, we're back to you, rather, as Birch has taken their turn. So, Era and Nohu, you're standing in this thing as it's just slowly going down. Give me an aware roll.
Oh, great.
A 14 from Nohu, and a 19 from Era. The two of you, as you're standing there, start hearing a grinding, whirring noise and something that sounds like grasshoppers chirping or crickets going. And then there's
How
a
did
pop.
crickets go again?
I don't know how to make noises. And then there's a pop sound.
Not that
And
way.
then Era and Nohu begin to witness a sensation known as free fall.
Ooh.
There's a really good Tom Petty song about that.
And I'm free falling. Sorry.
Different thing.
So
How we
in this moment, it is your turn, Era, as the elevator seems to have caught a snag. This ancient, decrepit building that it's a part of, the foundational struts as part of this elevator have broken loose, and the entire floor seems to be tilting slightly and falling now.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyone
I'm
have the
glad
Twilight
Cal and I
Zone?
couldn't go.
Yeah, there you go.
Jeez.
Maybe your worm will save you.
It
I don't know.
is a worm night. You might be chivalrous.
Yeah. So.
Worm its way into your heart.
I don't know what. I mean, here's the thing that Era, I think, is just gonna hold. Like,
You just stand there floating into the air like, wee.
Like- I mean, there's. Yeah, it's just gonna hold until the last possible second. and
Era,
see what goes on.
living through constant deja vu kind of sucks because you know that Nohu's about to do something completely off the rails. Or,
Well, here, yeah,
and you know that
he's gonna wait till Nohu, because then either he will be safe because it works spectacularly, or he'll have to correct how the fact that they're now in an even worse position. So yeah.
you also remembered at this moment that you both survived and were crushed to death by the building collapsing in on itself in this part of the.
Oh
of the room.
yeah.
So Eris just starts floating into the air and just kind of being part of it, of the fall. Nohu, what are you doing now?
No, if I was gonna be crushed under rubble by with anyone else, I want it to be you.
Oh, these are the good parts. You know, you just gotta let it all roll out as a good adventure should. And what do I see around me, considering that I can still see through walls and such? How far away are we falling?
So
How many parts are we like passing through?
there is a couple of micro extrusions that come out from the wall that are supposed to catch the base of the actual elevator as it comes down and sits on each floor that have not engaged. You can tell that the gear mechanism that actually causes it to rise up and down has come out of a broken frame and started to pour some of those cogs and gears down the wall socket inside the chamber that has the elevator going up and down in it. You can see off to your left, like just below you a little ways, an exit that should go to the next floor down, and another one below that about 10 to 15 feet, and another one below that, and another one below that, and so on for quite a while.
We still have a long ways to go. And this elevator is like a complete cube, 4 walls and a ceiling, or is the
Yes.
ceiling missing?
It is 4 walls and a ceiling.
All right. So it's a mechanical failure with the things not like catching on the wall for making it stop, correct?
Yeah, those things are not coming out to stop it, and the actual railing that's supposed to lift and lower it has broken free, and it's just falling instead of being on the rails.
All right. Then in that case, I'll see if either my hands or my third hand is able to sneak into the mechanism that it's meant to claw against the wall in order to hook it and, you know, start like screeching down and slowing down our fall.
All right, so you're going to try to cause your hand to go into the section that would normally control how far it's going down and try to just use that to slow you.
Yeah, either my hand, if there's space enough, you know, to latch it and jiggle with the mechanism, or if not, with my tail, my third hand that is more small and nimble.
Roll me a brains roll real quick.
Brains roll.
All right. So you're aware that you can get either your hand or your tail in there, but you're also aware that if you put your hand in it, there's a chance that if you aren't able to stop it, the shearing force would just cut your hand right off. Same to be said about the tail, but that's rebuildable, whereas your hand, you'd have to replace it.
Oh man.
We have an extra.
It's inside of Era's bag.
Are you asking me if I want to, I don't know, risk my hand? Of course I'm going to risk it. It's part of the thrill.
So you will smash your hand into this and try to grab onto the mechanism that should slow this hundreds of pounds broom from falling. Okay. Give me a strong roll as you attempt to stop this thing from going down.
I don't see how this could go bad in any way.
Ooh, 18. Not enough to stop this heavy mechanism from going down, but not bad. Era, you could potentially assist in some way.
Yeah. So what I would like to do is I'm gonna take the lantern. I'm going to take Armstrong, which is their name now, tie a rope on one end, and then now I have a grappling hook, which I feel like can be useful in multiple scenarios to help get us out of this.
Okay, so you create a grappling hook, and
Yes.
you're just gonna watch as Nohu potentially has his arm torn off?
No, what I'll do is I'll use Armstrong to grab and pull Nohu away at the last second so that the arm doesn't get chopped off.
Okay, so you're trying to pull him back at the last second. Give me an agile roll as you attempt to do this as quickly as you can, right at the moment when Nohu might have his hand just completely mangled off of his body.
How does an
That's
11 do?
Not fast enough.
Well, if only I had something or someone to guide my hand.
You're fired.
Fair.
That was a bad pun, and that's me speaking.
Yeah, I know, but it's what I got.
18 this
So-
time, so you're going to yank Nohu away at the last moment, right when he's about to lose bodily parts or functions. Nohu, so you slam your arm in there. There's this immediate tug as you go towards the ceiling really fast, and then
It would have been
suddenly,
sooner, but Armstrong does a little tap on the shoulder first and then
tink, tink,
pulls.
grab, pull. Suddenly something pulls you away, and you hit the floor. You slowed it down temporarily, like a microsecond, but then it is back to free falling again. But now Era's holding you, and he's got that arm in one hand.
It's a toughie, that's for sure. We'll either have to stop it or see where it takes us. There's a lot of room down there.
At this point, is there like a clear line of sight to like the walls that are rapidly flying up past us?
Yes, on either your left or right side. So the side that had closed off in the other one, and the opposite side of that. So on the left and right side of the rooms, it's open, and you can see things just flipping past.
Sure. Yeah. Air's gonna. You know, I'm gonna flip a coin. Oh, well, great. I'm glad I used that.
That 20 to flip.
All right, great. Yeah, Era's gonna like get super serious and like just like grab Nohu and pull him close, and then like episode 4 of Star Wars style, just use Armstrong and grab the wall that's coming up past us and just pull us out of the elevator.
All right, so you're gonna try to pull him out at the last moment. Give me a magical roll.
Yeah.
Both of you, yes.
Yeah.
Give me a magical roll real quick.
I would love to. 15.
And right now. And as you launch the arm out,
Thanks.
you and Nohu kind of tugged up to the side. You fall slightly and you find yourself standing on an entryway that is damaged. That looks like the door doesn't need to open or anything. You're able to walk out of it as there's a crash behind you and dust shoots out the tunnel.
Well, I would say that was a pretty successful exploration here.
I like the cut of your jib, kiddo. You'll make it far in this adventuring gig.
I don't think I've tried cutting a jib yet. That's a great idea.
And I pull out like a little scrap of paper and write it down and then put it in a pocket where I'll forget it forever.
Tried cutting a jib yet?
Yeah, you know what that
alright.
means, right? No? Okay.
Yes, of course. So we move on from there to the next person in
On to
line.
jib cutting.
The first machine back in the hallway still stays there, standing still.
Hey, let's go.
The other one stands up and immediately begins marching forward very rapidly.
That's all I can do.
It gets close to Merritt again, but it's unable to attack yet. Nova, you're up.
Where are we?
Ow.
You
We're not
are. Do you
there.
see yourself on the map? You're.
I see a black space. Oh. We're in the same room we started in?
Yeah.
I-
Honey, we are
Cal!
still in the same location. It seems like a surreal dream.
Ow.
Every day's a dream with you.
So Birch is out
we need
this.
to get out of here.
Birch is out this direction, by the way.
Let's head towards Birch and the danger robots.
All right. So if you run over towards Birch, that puts you here in the doorway, and then you see the robot right there, getting ready to attack Merritt. Just arms up.
Can I take an action?
You had 1 to move, so you have 1 action remaining.
And he's doing.
Help.
Yeah. No. Let's see. You put us with robots because basically I can talk every single organic creature or human being into not being hostile, didn't you?
No.
I did get one to not be hostile. I just told it to stop, and then it stopped.
Oh. Should keep doing that.
It's very limited capacity that I have.
Don't know why it even worked. Ooh! I want to like quick draw Alice's revolver and like shoot the gun arm off.
Shoot the gun arm off.
Yeah. You, like,
okay.
shoot
Shoot the whole arm off.
Okay.
Yeah.
The whole arm. I
Well,
want
it's
to
using
de-arm
it's a
Get it?
blade
His
arm.
arm?
Disarm.
Blade
Yeah.
arm?
It's a blade arm, not a gun arm. But yes.
Oh, I
get
thought he
the
had a
idea.
gun arm.
No, he's got a big
Sorry.
heated blade on one arm.
I want to disarm him regardless of what it is that he is armed with on his arm.
Okay, go ahead and give me a. Well, I guess it's a trick shot. So you're at -4 to the roll. But go ahead and give me your attack. You're trying to attack.
Shot.
Well, yes, an aim shot is a form of trick shot. An aim shot is when you take time to aim and you take your time and are more accurate. A trick shot is when you attack a
You know
certain
what?
location.
Your facts and logic are not welcome here. All right, what am I rolling?
You are rolling your attack with your
accuracy?
weapon. Yes, the accuracy of the weapon. There's a +1 to star. I mean Nova. I mean star.
Thank you. Ooh, I didn't do the
18.
-4 though. Yeah, so plus I have that +1, and then last coffee bean gave me a +1.
Alrighty then. Let's see. The opponent now tries to defend. Ooh, critical failure. Do you strike a weakened zone in this critter, basically guaranteeing that you remove the arm entirely, or do you do 3 times damage?
Probably the first one, I guess.
Okay, so you're going to blow off the weapon arm.
Nova's been practicing with her pistol.
Go ahead and give me your damage roll real quick, please.
Okay. Oh!
24 points of damage total. This thing, there's a loud bang noise. You see metal sparks as the shot hits the metal, and you see the arm damaged but not destroyed.
I thought it was gonna instantly like hit a spot, but it didn't do extra damage.
Oh, you chose to do that one, not the...
No, the two I got were a little confusing because it would hit a spot that was like a critical spot, which I assumed would do additional damage or do something.
The critical spot would have removed the arm immediately, and then the other one was extra crit damage.
Right. So I did the first one. But
Okay,
you said
so
it
you
didn't
had- okay.
disarm.
Never mind. Yes. So then, yes, it blew the arm off.
Wait a
Slightly. Sorry, I'm working on something at the same time, and I shouldn't be.
Oh no, it's okay. I don't need your full attention or anything. It's fine.
Sorry. So yes,
Just
you
playing
have
your game.
you have destroyed that weapon arm that is on that thing. It's still got the other arm, but it is not containing a massive heated blade. So, good damage. It is Cal's turn now.
Nova is like very shocked that that worked.
I mean, she hasn't been the most
blows
accurate.
on the end of the gun and goes,
I'm gonna run in and assess the situation real quick.
Okay.
Bad robots. That's the assessment
Yeah,
you
but
need.
how many are there?
There's 2. One of them is like lying there in the middle, or standing there rather, in the middle of the floor in the hallway.
and the other one I just blew off one of its arms.
Yeah, the other one, an arm is missing.
I'm
So
glad there was a
there's one right
specification
next to Merritt,
on his arm.
and then there's one pretty far down the hallway.
Oh, do they look very tough? Do they look like something we can easily take down?
You're not sure. These things are very solid. Their manufacture is more like squat and square and doesn't seem to have many of the accessories and functions that typical automatons do. They seem to be more well manufactured. You're not sure anything else about them, really.
I'm trying to figure out if I should try to distract them from, but it seems like I'm just gonna. Nah, 2 doesn't seem that bad of a thing.
The one back there is just, he's fat.
Just a quick refresher. When it says like, wait, where was this one? For the rest of the scene, does that mean once we leave this room, is it a new scene, or like how does that?
It depends on the circumstances, but typically, yes, when you have moved on to another area and a new scene has begun, then it will go away. So after this combat is most likely when that would end.
All right. Well, then, seeing this and seeing how we'll be in danger and my new crew is under attack, I'm gonna do looking big, and gonna just breathe really, really quickly in and out, in and out, in and out, and pop up my chest and go, "No one touched my crew!" Ah! And then suddenly look really big, and gonna look all postury and add +3 to my agility's tough and strong.
All right, when using agility, tough, or strong as your rolls, make sure to add your +3. And
attack with my my special sword. Custom saber.
Your custom saber. All right, give me the attack roll and add your +3 to the accuracy. And we got.
Oh, all right. Custom saber bird. Oh shit!
You got an 8. +3 would still make that an 11. The opponent.
Start hyperventilating instead.
I did it.
The opponent gets a 12. They're one ahead of you.
Oh.
Someone ought to give Cal a +1.
Or you could re-roll. I mean, you have options for that.
Okay. You know what? I'll ace this. I'm trying to look all cool right now.
Okay, here comes an ace. Give that roll again.
Oh,
You
wait,
gotta
I
beat a
did?
12.
I just look super badass, so if Cal can't pull it together,
I know. I need to, there we
You
go.
got a 12,
Why is
but
it not
it's-
adding my +3 to it though?
Did you add the 3 to where did you add that at?
The left bottom corner, isn't that where it is?
Yeah, the modifier should
Yeah.
roll it as well. I don't know. Maybe it's
Well, it's a 15.
15.
Or a 16.
Either way.
Oh, no, 15.
with a 15. That's enough to hit. So go ahead and roll for damage for me. And you of course add
Is
3
the
damage
damage
to it.
affected by my +3 as well?
Yeah,
or-
strong adds to the damage of a melee attack.
+3 is there and it says adjusting, but I don't know what.
I'll try rolling it now. See if it still works, or if it adds it now. Because it might not have done it during that roll. Maybe I don't know. Either way, we can still add it in. Oh!
Why do these suck? Yeah. The
Your
modifiers +5,
saber-
+3.
Yeah, the 3 it wasn't added on there either. So so that would be a total of 9 damage. Unless you want to reroll ace your damage roll, but
I only
you
have
know,
one ace, yeah.
as you strike it with your saber, you notice
Unless this was a snap decision for me to get immediately really fast, really big, really quick, and I also do that, and I have 2 aces.
I mean
you technically said you were going to assess the situation.
Yeah.
Never mind, you're right.
you
you're right,
took
you're right,
time. That wasn't a snap
Fine.
decision. I will have to say though, as you swing in with your saber and you strike against this, there is a loud scraping noise as the metal that this thing is made out of is significantly stronger and harder than your blade. Your blade edge chips and it loses 1 damage permanently
What?
to the modification.
No, that sucks. Okay,
That's the same thing that happened to Merritt a little while ago.
busted.
So the scrape happens across it. You don't seem to have done a ton of damage. You see a little bit of a ding against it. And now it is... Let's see, whose turn is up next? It is Merritt's turn. So Merritt, recognizing this thing didn't do a great deal with the edge of the blade. There's your +3.
Why? Yeah, that's weird.
I think you have to roll it individually rather than having a preset roll. I think that's the problem, is that the preset rolls are not adding the modification on.
I see. That's weird. Well, either way, my looking big only lasts for 2 rounds. That sucks.
So Merritt had drawn his blade out, struck this thing, and then sheathed his blade back. This time he turns down, takes a low stance, and he draws out really quickly again this time, but swings his hilt into the chest of this thing. That's not great. The opponent gets a defense roll and critically fails. Merritt chooses, well, yeah, since he's the one doing it, he's going to choose to have damage this thing in such a way that it knocks it flat. So the opponent spins backwards and then smashes onto the ground as he used the hilt of his weapon as a battering ram, basically causing 8 points of damage. There's a large dunk, and you see him vibrate his hand back and go, ow! This thing is
Does it
very
make a
hard.
fun wobbly noise? Because he doesn't he has elastic bones. Does it make a fun wobble?
Yeah, he
noise?
wobbled as he goes back. His whole body is gelatinized. Birch, you are up. You've still got one that's currently listening to your orders. You've got another one that everybody's kind of laying into, but doesn't seem to be doing a hell of a lot to it at the moment.
I would like to steal the heaty sword that has been knocked free from the robot.
As you go to pick it up, you recognize the heatiness as fading.
That's okay. I still just want the sword.
All right, so you pick it up. Give me a strong roll. It weighs 90 pounds.
What the okay.
Critical failure. Lifting this sword, as you have done so, you now have a choice. Do you accidentally drop the sword on your own foot? Or do you drop it and cause it to spin around, slashing at... there's an ace from McSherry. You wish to use that.
Did we not want me to cut Cal's Achilles? Is that was not what the goal was?
I guess.
13.
Right. 13. This time, better roll. You were able to lift it, but you're only able to hold it for a short while because it is incredibly heavy.
Well, what if I do that thing where you like pick up something really heavy and you like forward and then I do that onto the robot?
You could do that. So you pick it up and swing it as fast as you can.
Yeah, pretty much. Just
Give me an attack roll with it. So in this case, you're going to be making an agile roll. And you will be at, since it's downed, it is at -4 to getting out of the way.
16.
All right, 16. The opponent tries to defend, moving one arm up to try to block. You strike. So this blade, very heavy, comes down. The edge is superheated but cooling rapidly. Go ahead and give me a damage roll. In this case, you will be rolling 2d12. And it goes right across this thing's left leg. And it cuts in deep and gets wedged into its leg. Now the blade is kind of caught. And the robot probably can't stand up anymore.
Fixed it.
Birch fixed it. And Era, it is now your turn.
By the way, before we move on, can I just ask, because of my Ever the Opportunist ability, since this is dealing with 2 enemies and I didn't attack me before my attack, wouldn't that have added 1d8 to my damage? Or am I not understanding that ability right?
You have to have at least 2 other targets engaging a target. At that point in time, the only one engaging that specific target in front of you had been Merritt, not because Birch had stepped back and wasn't actually engaged against that target. Nova had attacked it. You're right. So yes, you would have had
engaged.
You would have had a D8 damage. You are correct.
There you go.
Actually, I think it's more than D8 now because of your
the reputation 4,
Yeah.
which means 2d8.
Yeah.
damage.
yeah.
Oh, it's
Skill
so
is
good. It feels so good.
Ooh.
So we'll add the extra damage on. Go ahead and roll. Getting used to new classes, everybody. 7 extra points of damage. That like doubled what you had done before. The thing is, at this point, after Birch swings that down, it is pretty severely damaged, but not out of the fight yet.
Would that extra damage still hurt my sword?
Yes, the sword is still injured, unfortunately. Okay.
Fine. Yeah.
So it is now Era's turn. Era, you and Nohu have stepped out into an area.
Somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing desperately. I wasn't
Yeah, I
anticipating
figured.
you getting down to this point yet, but
Right.
you're there now, so we'll put you on the map for now, and I'll have to fix things as we go as necessary. So Nohu and Era, this is supposed to be smaller. Give me a second.
Ty wasn't prepared for us to be in one room. Now he's not prepared for us to be in other rooms.
Hey,
Yeah, you didn't expect
Shannon's
us to-
already told you that this week has been crazy. I had 1 hour to prepare some of this stuff today that I needed to.
Also, you admitted to ignoring my thing so that you could make a map for them.
I was semi-ignoring everybody's thing. I'm sorry. I was trying to pay attention
Just,
and it
you know,
wasn't
doing
supposed to be
17
ignoring.
things.
It's supposed to be multitasking, and I was missing small things
So
because
no
some
one was
of it kept
talking
failing
like
on
in a
me.
I don't want to interrupt them, but wouldn't the
That's
Ever the
win.
Opportunist I also add 2 to my first roll, making that ace very unnecessary? Can I get that ace back in there?
Yes, you can have your ace back. Yes, these are the
Scoundrel
steps.
is
It's
the
learning the
best.
characters, of course.
Oh.
That was the best.
All right,
How
so we have the other map now.
Thank you.
Great.
I'm gonna not make noise now.
Yay, map.
I don't know what all of you were able to see, but
I can see where I think I'm supposed to be seeing. So, all right, let's just start moving through here. Go through.
you walk down the end of the hall. It's just so you're aware, Era and Nohu are now no longer with the glowy eye bits, so that's what you can see now.
Great. Perfect. Then I don't even have to ask what I can see. I'm gonna just keep
A
moving.
whole lot of nothing.
You move down to the end of the hall. You're kind of just walking along the way. You can hear the steady drip of water in the distance. The air down here is far more oppressive and thicker than the one up above. It's a good thing you're wearing your safe tech, because even with your goggles and everything, you can feel this pressure against you, and the edges of your hair start, well, where your hair would be. Your hair follicle locations are tingling because you don't have any, I don't think, on your entire body.
Just the pores at that point.
Yeah, there's a wavering in the air. It's actually thick enough to be difficult to see through, and I needed to add that lighting. But one of those things. Ambient light with this color here. There we go, and then we'll turn it on. And
So I don't know why, but Era's feeling just like a little sketched out about this like super dark, oppressive air hallway that he fell into. So I would like to use Happy-Go-Lucky. It says I can feel emotions and intentions of others. I want to send it out like a echolocation to like see if I can feel any like thinking things out and about.
So you're searching for any thinking beings.
Yeah, like I want to know like are there only like thinking minds right now in like the general area, myself and Nohu, because that would be, in my opinion, the ideal scenario.
I feel like
All
it's
right,
bold of you to
give
assume
me-
Nohu thinks.
Give me a magical
As
roll. We'll
opposed
see
to
how far you
murder
can extend that out.
intentions.
Yeah. And I will also activate Borrowed Mind for this to give myself a bit of a bonus.
Don't mind. Go ahead. Take as much of my brain as you need.
Well, it's also my brain, so it's all good, right?
All right, so that puts you at a 13. Did you have the modifications added on there? Okay.
Yes, that's the little plus.
With a 13, you reach out into the beyond as far as you can, trying to search for any other minds that you might come across, and you feel and hear back something else is out there, and its mind is incredibly alien to you, and
Okay.
you're not sure if it's crazy or an animal, but there's sometimes screams inside of the mind that you touch.
It's kind of like a feral.
Yeah.
Okay. And is there any way I can, in any way, feel any kind of direction?
Yeah, everywhere.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. Hey, Nohu, I don't want to concern you, but we're surrounded by completely foreign feral minds.
At the very edge of the foreign feral minds thing, you feel something else.
And a frog.
A very huge mind that seems to be burrowing through the ground under your feet somewhere.
And the worm.
You know, I really hope the whole worm thing pays out. I feel like you've
Me
been
too.
talking about it for a long time.
I'd feel, not gonna lie, I'd feel a little crazy if there was no worm.
So Nohu, your turn. As Era kind of goes around the corner. You don't currently have any lights turned on, and your eternal vision is off, so it has faded away. You
Oh,
are now in
man.
pitch blackness.
Pitch blackness. Oh man, I don't like that. Oh, I'll have to use the modification on what to make it like a lamp.
All right.
Yes,
So
the
you turn
pew
on the lamp,
modification.
and even with it set to its highest settings, there's a thickness to the air which is kind of blocking some of your vision.
And how far does it allow me to see?
You can see about 15 feet before it starts getting dark and becomes harder to see.
Oh, nice and oppressive. All right, let's keep on moving. Up, 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 up.
All right, so you come around the corner and you move over behind Era, and that is one action. I think you have another move action left. Era stops and made sure everything was set up. So do you want to
All
pass
right.
by them?
Yeah. Oh, it's nice and foreboding in here. Even the light doesn't go very far away.
Very. And just
Sweet.
keep an eye out for something feral and unhinged.
I'll
Okay.
scream.
I'll scream. No,
That
continues
makes me
moving
feel
forward.
better.
Yeah.
All right, you move into a chamber of some kind. As you're standing there, you can see that there are tables and chairs nearby. Old desk, it looks like, nearby. On the table, there is some sort of ancient paperwork and food and things like that that seem to have been left in disarray, and there's skeletons kind of hunched over the table.
Am I hungry?
Up to you. I mean, you did eat a glob of black boogers, so...
I'm hungry.
All right.
Ah, man, you don't let food go to waste.
Okay, so you walk over and proceed to start eating the dusty food
Yeah,
that's on the table. It's about 1,000 years out of date. At this point, it's mostly just mold and carbon, but, you've had worse.
Oh, man, it will all burn up in my stomach. My fire-breathing stomach.
True. All right, Nohu starts eating. We move back to the other screen where we have robots. The one on the floor just tries to twist and bring its arm into Birch's chest, swinging out wildly.
Fun.
Getting a 18 to strike you.
Ooh.
Birch gets hit.
I'm gonna ace it. No, I'm gonna ace that.
All right,
Try and not.
try again.
No.
The same
No.
number. Well, one less. So it looks
Like
like Birch has been slammed in the chest with a heavy robotic arm. It's actually right into your left arm. There is a +1 to your roll by Cosmic Crush. It only does 3 damage to you, however. So not
Easy peasy.
not as bad as it could have been, for sure.
Easy.
The other robot breaks free and proceeds
Damn
to
it.
start marching forward.
He's
And
not a friend anymore.
is able to move directly towards you as you are attacking its ally, recognizing you as a threat. Its eye just parses red temporarily, and then that heated blade comes towards Birch's chest. This one gets a 12 to strike you.
We were friends. Remember when I told you not to do the thing and then you did?
And you are about to be hit. You dodge to the side, and it's going to carve into your left leg.
Oh.
And it does 9, 10, 11, 12 points of damage to your left leg. How do you wish to take that, Anna? It is armor piercing, so you don't even have any armor on, so I guess that doesn't matter.
My armor's plants, which is a shitty amount of armor.
You can take 9 damage, or you can take a wound and take 4 damage.
You said 9? I thought it was 12 damage.
Oh, 12. Excuse me, yes, there's the +3 on the end of it. It's 12 damage, or you can take a wound and take 7 damage.
Or we can
It's
use
still
Shannon
like
wants
that
to do
straight.
that on me.
Well, maybe I can use a chaos point, and the only reflexive action that I have is familiar form, and I can just turn Anna into a small creature, and she can't get hit.
You're going to turn her into a small creature?
Sure.
I would say that would require 2 applications of chaos, but I will allow it if you can do that. You have to get higher than a natural 10.
Do you consent?
100% will be a chipmunk.
It's a big
A
turn into
chipmunk?
a
Okay.
chipmunk. All right.
Chipmunk.
Give us
Small.
a magical roll there, Nova, as you attempt to just throw your energies over Birch, turning Birch into a chipmunk.
It's purely reactionary. Like, no, God! And then you're a chipmunk, hopefully. Hopefully. Okay.
Chipmunk. Or I have some fun chaos.
That would be chaos effect.
You don't
I will
want me to
save
turn
those
it-
heals for Birch, by the way. As we now have to... Oh, okay, there's an ace. And that is a nat 20!
What kind of chipmunk you want to be? You want to be Chip? You want to be Dale? You want to be red chipmunk? You want to be a ground chip? Like, what do you want? What do you want, girl? You want to have wings? I'll give you wings. How about
So I'm gonna-
claws? You
I'm
can
gonna
do
give
Sugar
you
glider with
your
wings?
2
You can
options.
sugar glider.
Your 2 options here to start with are, do you wish this to have cost you no overload? So you won't have to use the 2 applications and the 1 cost. That'd be 3 overload you're not using. Or do you want Birch to gain a dire form of whatever it is that you're changing them into, which makes them just stronger, faster, quicker?
I
I could
think-
bite the robot's Achilles.
You could. Do you want a dire chipmunk form?
So like I don't really know how much like chipmunk teeth are gonna do. So you do you. Either one will work, but I don't necessarily know how much chipmunk damage will do to a robot.
I mean, that's fair. The whole point was not to injure the robot, was to keep you from getting terribly
Exactly.
wounded.
It did not cost anything.
All right.
You see the fun?
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. I'll just go ahead and effortlessly turn my friend into a chipmunk.
Suddenly, Birch, as you see
Because
this
I'm a
blade
princess.
coming at you, you just into something very small. I'll let you re-roll your defense roll at +4, as you're now very tiny, and we'll see if you still get hit. Yeah, you're still gonna get hit. That is still 12 damage. The chipmunk only has 5 health. So as the blade shears through Birch, it deflects 5 points of health before you pop back into yourself. That did deflect some of the damage. There's an ace given to you by McSherry, so you can try again.
Dang. Not much better. Not much
It's only a 10. The opponent will still hit you. Did they get a... What did they roll in the attack roll? Hold on.
Oh.
They got an 18. Yeah, so they're still going to hit you.
better.
So you are struck. The chipmunk form is like cute for a second, and then it shears in half. And as it does, Birch reappears back out of it, and now is going to take 5 less damage. So that would be 8 damage instead of 12. So do you want to take the full 8? You've got
No,
2 heals that are coming your way either way.
There we go. Then yeah, I'll take the
With
full
5
8.
less, isn't that 7?
There's 5, 6, and there's 7. You're right. So it's 7 damage, but she gains back 8 health. So you are
Oh, so I net 1 health.
the blade comes across you, and it just like cuts a very tiny line, and nearly, because you turned into a chipmunk, you just happen to be misplaced in such a way that it just narrowly scrapes you. That was a weird turn of events. Nova, your turn.
Thank you.
I didn't know you could turn into a chipmunk.
I did not know I could either.
What am I doing? Let's see. So
Don't you mean I don't know what to do either?
No, I'm back to normal size. Thank you very much.
The chipmunk had
Dang.
Birch cut out of it, so it's fine. It's dead now. It's in pieces on the floor, but you know.
I would like to run. I don't know how if I could just one action or 2, but I would like to go. Does Birch look 200 pounds or
No.
like 100 pounds? Okay,
Birch is
so-
a regular, tiny-looking person.
I'm
Wraithish.
dense with plant.
Okay. Well, what Nova the plan would be, I want to go up there, I want to push past, and I want to grab Birch out of the way of this robot.
Okay, so you rush over. Give me a strong roll as you grab a hold of Birch.
Okay. You sure? I mean, it's a magical moment that I'm
It's
creating.
magical. That's our
Maybe I should
Roll
roll
strong.
Or charming.
Roll your
I'm so
strong,
sorry.
woman.
Okay.
Ty, I sent you a message on Discord.
Okay. As you grab a hold of Birch, you realize she's way heavier than she looks, and you kind of stop trying to lift her.
Little help, Cal. It's right there. Can you just pull me?
Ow.
Pull us both.
We'll do a chain. Yeah, like the
Yeah, a daisy chain.
perfect. So cute.
Was that 1 move or 2? And what are you doing, Tyson?
Responding to my message. That he is actually paying attention to something game.
Yes.
It's not
So
making it
you're not able to lift her. You can try to shove her aside. That's all you'll be able to do.
So I try to pull her, and then like, really? And then I'll try to, push her.
Do you want to put
Other
yourself?
way.
Do you want to put yourself in front of the robots and
I'm
her
not
behind
thinking
you?
about that. Yes.
Or okay.
I just want to get her out of the way.
So Birch is back, and Nova ends up in front of the robots.
I'm really not that
Ah,
damaged,
shit.
but thank you.
I
I
need to
bet-
get a clear shot on this thing.
Yeah. No, it's scurry. You almost got cleaved in twain.
I did almost get cleaved in twain.
Yeah.
All right, and Cal, it is your turn now.
Betwixt 2 chipmunks.
So Is Nova in between me and the robot, so I can't really have a
She
clear
is
sight
now.
to
She
shoot?
she and kind of Birch is, as Birch is standing just a little bit off.
So
to the
I
right.
can't really shoot from where I'm at.
Not without getting a little clever with it or moving to another position.
Okay. Right now it's engaged with 2. Yeah. So I
Currently-
can use my opportunity.
No, it's currently only engaged. No, which one? The one on the floor has been engaged with 2. The one that's
Birch and,
right in front of.
Nova.
They have to have been attacking it. They weren't. They were
Fine.
defending.
Then I'll use Slippery Eel because I did not get attacked this round and still get an opportunity on it. And I'll use that as my add a +2 to my +3. And quick question: the dead robot, does it have any pieces hanging out?
It's not dead yet. It's just laying on the floor. It's got the arm has carved into its own like lower torso abdomen area and pinned it to the floor. It's got one arm that's like flailing, and that's it.
All right, Nova, duck, and I'm gonna try to like lunge myself at the robot and pin it down, and possibly either with my hands try to beat it, since I'm suddenly in on my head and think I'm an actual orc now, or if I can try to use its own sword arm to cut itself.
Okay,
Beat it
so
with.
the one that's on the floor,
Stop
the
hitting
ground,
yourself.
is that the one you're attacking, or the one that's
Classic
standing?
wire.
No, the one that's attacking Birch.
Okay, so he moves past Nova. I'm assuming you're not like blocking him from doing that.
No, he
No.
said duck, I ducked.
Okay,
Yeah,
and then
I jump.
practiced
I
this
jump and try to
before.
use my momentum.
jumps in and does an orc like punch with one leg that like goes in one direction while the arm comes out in the other one, full body extension. Give me your attack, you muscular man, you.
Oh my goodness.
The opponent gets a 4 to defend itself.
What do I roll since I'm not using my
Uh,
saber
if
or revolver?
You're just using an unarmed strike, so it's agile straight to hit, and then damage is your strong plus a d4.
So +5 to my roll. I hope this adds it.
Yes, we'll see. Yes, it did. So 13. You are going to hit.
I'm fighting. 13. Oh yeah, it hit.
Yeah.
It hit. Never mind. Yeah,
It's on there.
Of course.
So you hit. So go ahead and roll for damage. D4 plus your strong plus your 2d8.
So wait. What is? So I rolled first strong, then D4.
Roll a d4 and add your strong to it.
Oh right, with a +5.
With a +5,
Oh,
yes.
No,
and
no,
then
+3 because of my strong, and then the damage I also add a +8.
+2 to damage, +3 for strong. It's a total of 5. So roll a d4 +5, and then roll 2d8 for your opportunity.
1 + 1
Rob
+
did
2
so
+
much
1.
less math as a scoundrel. What happened? Why did math suddenly become heavily
It's
involved?
the ability chosen. Oh, look at that. 2, that's 7 points of damage. Go ahead and roll 2d8 to see what additional you do. And we'll see 9. Excellent. You hit it incredibly hard. So that is 16 points of damage. Bang! You hit this thing across the face so powerfully that it knocks it back a step. And you also take 16 points of damage to your right hand. Do you want to take that as damage, or would you like to wound your hand?
Wait, my earphone fell. What do you mean I take 16 points of damage?
It is hard enough that it reverberated the attack. It has reflected the attack back at you.
Oh, that was a bad idea. Okay.
Really?
That's mean.
Would you like to
how-
take 16 damage, or would you like to take a wound to your right arm?
That's like a Wile E. Coyote moment where it's like,
Should I take a one?
Same brain cell.
Oh, wait, no, that's gonna. I'll take 16 damage.
All right. So you hit and you slam this
Like
thing so
travels up
hard
his
that
arm.
the pain rumbles up through your knuckles, into your elbow, into your shoulder, and you feel your bones go kind of jelly-like temporarily from punching this thing so hard. You swear you might have broken something, but since you don't have a wound, you didn't. It just hurt really bad, and you stumble back from it. You could use just a flesh wound.
Should I? Is this
I
not
can
a nice-
heal you. It's okay.
Never mind. Ow!
Can I catch him?
Yes, you grab a hold of him as he stumbles backward after leaping through the air and then full bore punching a robot in the face.
That looked super cool, Cal.
Thank you. I have another round for look how big I am ability. So
One more round there.
Speak out about it later.
Merritt goes this time, moving forward a few steps again. The one that's on the floor, he brings the hilt down towards its face, trying to just smash this thing in, recognizing that he doesn't want to dull his blade. The opponent tries to get a defense roll in and is struck. Bang! There's 12 points of damage, and there's a crunch as Merritt breaks this thing's dome and the light goes out.
Cal got a plus heal light wounds 1d8 plus 1.
There's a 1d8 plus
From
1
McSherry.
from McSherry also. All right. There's a heal that came out. You gain 9 points of health back, Cal, from the heal.
So
From our audience.
Nice. Cool.
Birch,
I'll put that out.
you are up.
Well, I don't know how wounded Cal is now, but also
At least 7?
at least 7. I will use Look Into My Eyes and grant a small amount of healing, 1 application of the target's regen for health purposes only.
All right. So Birch looks over you, grabs a hold of your shoulder, and says, "Hold on." And you gotta give him something positive. Give him a pep talk.
I agree with Nova. That did look really cool.
Birch's words come
Thank
with a rejuvenating sensation that is warm, and you gain 5 health back because your regen is 5.
People think I'm cool. Urgh.
Maybe if you don't say it out loud like that, though, that it just kind of messes it. Just
We just
never mind.
ignore
You
it.
looked really cool.
I mean,
All right.
of course, Admiral Sparrows.
So Birch,
Wait, I'm thinking out loud. Shit.
you have healed. Is there something else you would like to do with your second action?
I do have a sword,
Do.
but I have noticed that the sword does chippy things when hit. So I would like to do the cool thing Merritt did and hit it with the hilt and see if I can do something.
It does seem like bashing this thing is better than slashing this thing. So
See, I've learned observation.
you step 1 step forward, and then you just bring your hilt up as well, trying to smack this thing. Give me an attack roll. It defends itself,
I don't
and
actually have
it has
my-
a 16. No, I got an 11 plus 3. It's 14 to defend itself.
I don't have my sword in my attacks yet because I'm bad. So is it agile?
It is. Where is your sword? What sword do you have? You have a one-handed sword.
Just
Oh,
yeah.
what proficiency did you choose with your one-handed sword? It has parry, accuracy, extra bleed damage, or a sharper
With
edge.
parry.
Parry? Okay.
Yeah.
So sword, there it is, and then it has bonus to parry. So it only has there, and
It's
that's
so
it.
fast.
That's it.
You're so efficient at this. It's almost like you designed it. Ooh, no, I'm bad.
That's a critical
I've
failure.
I have never hit a single thing in my life, so this tracks, and I'm gonna
Crit
just
failure.
roll with the fail.
2 choices. Something
Yeah.
that impacts you or your allies more. I'm just going to leave it at that. Which one would you
I
rather
hate
have right
that vagueness. Me.
now? Okay. So you grab a hold of the hilt, you stumble forward trying to swing it up at this thing. Your leg catches on the overturned tile that you had lifted up
Oh, yeah.
earlier. And as you trip forward into the sword that this thing has up in front of it, you get an
I
ace
literally
from
fall on the sword.
McSherry to probably
Oh.
save your life.
Kind of thematically, I feel like it makes the most sense, but I'll take the ace.
Fuck story continuity.
Okay.
ahead.
And a 19 gives you a 20. Your opponent
There we
is
go.
struck. Give me your attack damage on that roll. It will be at a little bit less, so total comes down to 6 because this is just using the hilt up against it. Bang! Your arm kind of vibrates from the force of the blow,
Tingles.
and you do seem to leave a dent in it. Era, you are up now, down below in the other dungeon. You and your friend
Great.
Nohu are walking through the darkness.
Now, just to be clear, I do have a lantern on, and this is how far I
That's
can
how
see.
far it sees. Yeah, there's a heavy
Great.
thickness to the air that is causing it to.
Oh, that's just swell. I'm happy to hear that. All right, well, I'll use my first action to move.
You actually also
Ooh.
find that you have to wipe some of your goggles every once in a while, because that whatever substance is in the air is causing it to kind of cake on.
Okay, great. Okay, so I walk past Nohu eating just the nastiest looking stuff.
As
Yeah.
you're standing this part of the room, Nohu is diving into it. Give me an aware roll.
Yeah. Now I am mechanically bad at the. Okay, there it is.
8. With an 8, there is some dark shape in the corner. Something very large. Something that may or may not have a bunch of arms and legs. Something that
not aware.
now has a glowing white eye that seems to be pointing at you from the darkness. But that's all you can see.
I see.
Oh, I get it, because it's 9. Okay, here's my plan. It's a bad plan. Here's what it is. So, we're gonna blow out the lantern. We're going to activate Eternalize, which puts us right at our limit, folks, which is a lot of fun. So that I can see in the dark, hopefully.
Okay.
And then what I'm gonna do is what item in my inventory is gonna be best for this?
Probably the pomegranate seeds.
Ruby is raiding.
Ruby, thank you for the raid.
Thank you
We
so much.
appreciate you.
So, all right. So I blow up my lantern because there's this massive, scary thing. I'm going to activate my power so I can see in the dark, and I'm gonna toss. I have a block and tackle set. I'm gonna toss it one way and run the other.
All right. So you activate the vision and immediately see something huge standing
Great.
in the corner.
Oh.
I do want to say Aaron got an overload reduce before it's buried in the chat.
So you see this thing? It looks like an amalgamation of metal and sinew and flesh and machine all at once, with 4 spider-like legs covered in blades, with a massive claw and face.
Claw fist.
And the thing just kind of turns towards you.
I do like her hairstyle though.
And
Yes, but also, fuck.
you see that light, the light in the eye, just kind of focus on you directly, and then it starts moving in your direction.
Okay, and this is before or after I throw the block and tackle set?
This is right before you threw it, so you're holding it in hand.
Wait, so I'm holding a hand, so it seems like it can see me in the dark?
Yes.
Well, that kind of defeats the purpose. Okay, well, I guess it's just time to run instead. Now, the one redeeming factor is that it looks like the hallway is thin, and this is not a thin thing, so I'm gonna hope that is...
All right. So you
correct.
rush over into the hallway, and
Yeah.
you proceed to start heading in that direction away from him as quickly as you can. That was 2 movement. There's
yeah,
your
so
other,
there's
the remainder.
my last bits of movement, and now
Alright.
now because I realize I just have like a block and tackle set just in my hands as I'm running for my life. Just as it like clicks and clacks with all the different pieces of fishing gear.
You're like running around the corner. It is Nohu's turn. Nohu, you saw Era move forward, turn off their lantern, and then you heard boop, 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 and like heavy breathing.
Oh man, he's scattering away. Let's go. I'll try to follow him, waddling about with a really rank and moldy sandwich, like taking a bite, some of the worms in it trying to escape and being crunched in Nohu's bite. Like, there you go. I'll
Alright.
try to.
So where do you
see
move
if I
to?
can-
There you go. Moving down
Yeah.
that far, you can hear and kind of feel a presence nearby. Give me an aware roll as well. 17. A massive, dark, and deadly shape is off to the side of you, and it seems to be advancing very quickly.
Hey there, you want a sandwich? There's some food in here. I think I ate some of it. Yeah, it needs some a bit of sauce, maybe some chili. But it's not a- oh man, you're allergic. That's so bad. Oh, I'll see if there's any more around. I see like a hallway over here. I'll be right back.
He goes around the corner.
Oh, there you are.
At
I
that
lost
moment,
you for a
the
second.
creature rushes in behind you, and as it gets to the doorway where you're at, you see the legs kind of fold in and clink up against the wall where it grasps onto the stone, causing bits
You're
and
not
pieces of it to
supposed to
crack
be
and
able to
crunch.
do that.
And it starts squeezing through the hole after you. That was
I
that.
hear a chasing.
We move up to the upstairs. The other robot that is there steps forward, having been punched heavily in the face by a powerful orc, very large figure that is now bent over in agony. That blade now comes straight at Cal's chest. Slash. That is a 12 to strike.
Oh shit. Wait. So yeah, I try to defend myself on this.
Might I ask that you don't just roll away because I'm kind of under.
Oh no, I'm trying to stop it. Can I try to catch? Or never mind. I don't want to touch this thing. But
That seems like a very bad idea.
also with +3, right?
Yes. This is your last round of your benefits.
No,
there.
I got another one because of my reputation. 3 rounds.
Right.
Haha.
That is 17. Cal, how do you defend yourself in a way that doesn't put other people at danger?
Gonna try to hold it without holding the red hot blade.
Do you have
I'm trying to push it
something?
away.
You have something metal or something that you could hold it with that isn't a bare hand?
I got my saber, which is
You can
already
use your saber,
damaged,
sure.
or my custom Cal's revolver. by
You could
Caleb.
use either. Yep, you can use either one of those. What do you
I
want
don't want them to be damaged. Wait! Oh shit! Can I use the Caleb Wesley's lucky boots?
You could have used that for the parry, but that would require a reroll.
Never mind. I'm gonna try to do it with my saber.
All right. So you bring your saber up, trying to parry and block. If this strike gets harder than the hardness of your weapon, it will be gone. So if they do more than 10 damage, it will shear through your blade, but you will still stop the attack. The attack does 18 points, and your saber just it slices through as you block it and move the attack aside.
Oof.
Can I do it with my defense
Where's
roll?
Benjamin to play taps for us?
With my defense roll.
You have succeeded at parrying it. It's fine. You didn't get injured, but the sword is destroyed.
Oh, my sword! Just.
It's okay. We'll get you another one.
I cannot fix
No, don't
that.
delete it! I'm gonna try to fix it. Oh, look at my character sheet. He's deleting it in real time.
That's tragic, Tyson.
That is really, really just take the knife and just
So
twist it a
mean.
little bit.
There you go.
This is to fix it.
It's now just Cal's hilt. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Dick.
Your sword is sliced two bits by this attack, and that is the enemy's action. Nova, you are up.
Okay, so I'm under Cal, kind of
Yeah, well, behind him.
behind him. Well, I thought he was.
You had
okay.
been holding
So I'm
him. He
standing-
stepped up
that-
and parried.
Yeah,
So
okay.
you're like
So I'm
right at his
up
back.
or down. Okay, what am I doing?
You were standing. You were just right behind him.
Can I drop down and shoot the robot from between Cal's legs?
I mean, you could. That would be very surprising.
You're shooting them all.
Taller than me.
All right, so Nova suddenly brings a gun up between Cal's
I mean, no,
legs and fires. Give us your attack roll, please.
The fuck?
fine. Don't
Bang!
What is going on there?
worry. Shh. Nope. Just go with it.
Critical failure.
I'm gonna ace
Oh,
it. I'm gonna
no.
ace it. Oh, Can I do courage? I mean, Nova is really always scared of things. She's trying to be real
How
brave
is
right
shooting
now.
between somebody else's legs
I mean,
courage?
it takes a lot of
Gracious.
courage to shoot a gun down there.
That's not.
Especially your
If it was your
boyfriend.
home, I guess if it's your, I'll accept it just because he's your boyfriend. Because that's
That is courageous.
It's very brave.
there's an ace
One
from
would call it
McSherry.
bold.
Thank you, McSherry. Okay, I'll take that. We don't have to. Okay, try it again.
Once more, bang.
14.
14. The opponent gets a chance to defend itself,
Everything's still intact.
and it gets a 15,
So,
16 to defend itself. You are too shy. You won't be able to hit it with the shot.
Too shy.
But Cal, how do you react to a gunshot going off between your legs?
the fuck?
Sorry.
What was that?
Nova, you have one action remaining. You can't fire the
Didn't
gun
know I
again, but you
do
could
that
do something
down
else.
there.
What?
Never mind. It was just a joke I was thinking of in my mind. It's like that clicky from dusk till dawn. It was remember the belt? Any of you watch that movie?
It's been 100 years since I've watched that movie.
Yup, I remember.
The belt
Not
with
good.
the gun.
Not good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Nova, you have one action remaining.
I was really hoping that it would just like die, but it's fine. Can I try with prejudice?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's another gun.
I'm
There
gonna
was
do
a
it again, this
bang,
time
and then
with
the other
prejudice.
hand comes out underneath. There's like 2 barrels sticking out between your legs, and the second one goes off now. This one firing shards of stone at the same time.
Yeah.
You got a 10. The opponent gets an 18.
So can I make the same argument with the courage roll and re-roll that because I got the other one?
Fine, I already gave it to you, so you might as well. You didn't have the
we
ace
can-
to the other one, so
Yeah, let's just.
you have to beat an
let's do it.
18. So 18 or higher.
I believe.
Damn it!
That's a 10. The shot goes off. Both of them seem to like scatter across this thing. They don't seem to cause any damage.
It's distracting down here. I'm sorry. I can't.
Feel so it's very
a little
distracting.
scary up here.
Cal, 2 gunshots go off between your legs, and it's now your turn.
Well, that gives me an idea. I'm gonna try to shoot it with my gun now, and now I still have a marked thing because 2 targets. Boom. Still +5. Right?
Not
Yeah.
if you're engaged directly with the target. That's not
Well,
how
there
that
it is
works.
too.
Unless you have done something that permanently tags the opponent, you can't do that when it's attacking you straight.
Is it-
Well, maybe it's distracted because it thinks that he's shooting at it.
Out of his
Never mind.
madness.
That's a little confusing.
Yeah.
Penis guns? That is distracting.
So no, you don't have the bonus in this circumstance.
Fine, I'll just use the +3, whatever.
All right, this is your final round with this. Bang! 12 at close range. The opponent is now at -2 to this roll, which gives him a 9. You hit with your shot. Go ahead and roll for damage.
I'm literally like 3 inches behind Cal. Why didn't I get a plus?
He got negatives because the opponent has been defending multiple times. He didn't get a plus. And that is 9 points of... You're going to re-roll that? Okay. And that's 11 points of damage this time. As you blast it right in the face, you see the eye just shatter, and the thing staggers backwards before falling to the ground.
Teamwork.
I'm gonna lower my hand for a high 5.
Between his legs. High five.
There's been a lot that has just occurred, and I need like 6 years to process what has happened.
So, we see Birch, we see Cal, we see Nova, and Merritt standing there. Merritt looks around. Where's Era and
I'm gonna go
Nohu?
for a high five from Merritt because they're high fiving. I want one too.
He just does it casually and then goes back to standing with his hands inside of his...
I think
outfit.
they fell in a hole. They fell in a hole. I saw them fall in a hole, and then we couldn't go into the hole because the hole closed up. So we came down here and we were going to get them, but then we get distracted because there was a bunch of robots, and I should probably get up.
We should probably try to find them.
They went down.
And at this point, we see Era and Nohu screaming, running side by side down a tunnel with something just slamming through walls behind them as the scene fades to black. And that is our episode for tonight. Thank you very much for watching Wraithe, everybody. Hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Thanks for the raids. Thanks for sticking around. This. Oh goodness. This has just been. This has been a thing. So we're gonna go around the table. We're gonna say our where you can find us socials wise, and give us your favorite moments from tonight, just so that we can share the love for each one of our players here. And we'll start at random like usual. This time going with that would be you, Rob B. Rolling. You're up first, Era.
That's me. Oh my goodness, a favorite moment of this session. I mean, it was truly incredible, Strat. Because sometimes I feel like Nohu can bounce between things really easily, but the pure determination of trying to like figure out Minesweeper and all of this, and then turning right around and immediately after you unlock the computer being like, yeah, I'd probably pass out at this point from the fumes, was just so funny. Just all right, I'm gonna knuckle down on this one goal and then immediately pass out after being able to finally reach it.
Yep, that was a good one.
It's incredible, but yes, other than being the one half of the lacking common sense party downstairs
crew.
here, yeah,
The cartoon duo.
chase. I am Robbie Rolling. You can find me as such. Really, I mean, you can definitely find me on Twitch or Twitter, but the place you'll find me the most often is on the Roll for Chaos Discord. Because there's a lot of wonderful folks there, and you'll learn all about our shows there. Shows like The Unremarkables, which will be coming back finally this Saturday for a long-awaited return to form, where we can finally resolve, somebody almost losing a parent or something.
Catch that on Saturday at 5 Pacific Time, 6, 7, 8 Eastern Standard Time, whatever it's called. That thing.
Yeah.
We'll move on
It's
from there.
Masked. The next
Masks.
generation game, by the way.
Yes, the Unremarkable is a Mask the Next Generation game. Moving on to Stratful and Nohu.
Hello everybody, Stratful here playing as Nohu. You can find me here not every Thursday, but whenever we take a break, we don't take a break, you will find me here. And for the favorite scene of this session, I would have to say that Ty is my favorite scene, because you just know that as such a hardworking fellow that he is, he always has something to feed, continuously keep feeding like Nohu's craziness. And I just know that every time, Nohu should have already died like 5 times over in this session alone, but every time the dice are just high enough to maybe just harm him and not outright kill him, Ty has to like give a sigh and come up with a reason as to why Nohu isn't like a puddle of completely radioactive like stuff in the ground.
Yeah, we were waiting. There's still a Deadpool out there betting for when Nohu's gonna get himself killed, and it hasn't happened yet. Although, I mean, you might be on the way after eating the lifeblood goop from coffee. We'll see. We'll see what that does later. But yeah, Nohu is a lot of fun to work my magic and mojo on until I have none of it left, but we still have some time for that. We'll move on from there to Sinan and Cal.
Why all of that just sounded really... Never mind.
Work your magic, hit your head against the wall, it's all the same.
Tomato.
So me.
It's your turn now. Go ahead, Sinan.
I much prefer to just keep reacting to Strat. This is awesome. Which will go. Hello everyone, my name is Sinan, playing Cal. You can find me here on Thursdays. Also, sort of started to use my social media now, Instagram particularly for work. So put my name there, probably pop up. I don't know. Other than that, favorite scene would be, I did really love my spite call for Caleb now becoming a permanent thing. That Nat 20 was
Ringing up your
I was not
uncle. That's
expecting
what you
that.
can call it as an ability.
So now I can annoy you with that and get help from my ghost uncle. But also, just, I mean, they don't said a lot about Strat's insanity and just always. Oh, you're giving me this to lick so I don't lick anything else? I'll do it to the corner, or it's for traps. Boom, done, gone. It usually consists of, like, what I'm going through is like, why? But followed by, all right, that's funny, that's great. You make things hard, but I love it.
I'm pretty sure you can see everyone's reaction of like just disdain, and then like, okay, that was amusing, like that constant just. Okay, well, it's funny at the very least, so I guess it's fine.
We're just gonna glaze over the fact that
Amused.
Sinan just said you make things hard, but I love it. Anyway,
I
will move.
Just say it.
We're gonna move
No.
along
Keep
to
doing
Shannon.
this shit. Oh my god.
Nova.
Bye. Good time. I'm gone.
That's Ty's fault. That was
Sorry, I had to do it. You know what?
really.
I'm not usually the
I am
one.
gone. I'm at this point. I'm unintentionally becoming a parody of myself. So I'm just gonna,
All right,
That's we
Shannon.
all strive to be a parody of ourselves. Come on now, you're living the dream. Yeah, I'm Shannon, Glitzen Gamer, and I am on I'm on Bump Your Head, Sana?
That is great. Oh goodness.
The boy says in Kung Fu Panda, most men meet their destiny while trying to avoid it.
Yep, that's it right there.
Yeah.
All right, continue.
Anyway.
We'll move on.
Yeah, no, I'm here on Thursdays. Eventually we will be doing roll for chaos, or no, roll charisma again at some point when life lets the roller coaster drift a little. And then also on the off Thursday, I play Mab in Anna's Monster Hearts game, which is fabulous and fun. And yeah, my favorite. Let's see, I am really liking Birch's character. I love that you're just like an innocent little bean, and then you're like, oh, he's hitting with the saber, I'm gonna hit with a saber too, and then oh, he hit with the back of it, that's what I'm gonna do. Like, he's super cute.
I like my example, and that is it.
You just literally came out of the box. And
Literally.
you're just like, oh, things are happening. Okay, you know, it's adorbs.
Birch is a perpetual yes and.
Yeah, which is fabulous, because really Kiara was a no fuck you.
She was a no but. She was the no but.
Yes
Birch
and.
is the yes and.
That's a good way to put that.
Way to describe that.
Yeah, perfect. Anyway, yeah, that's me.
Speaking of Misguided Souls, that is next Thursday, the 20th, is our week off for this month, so that will be the day the game is set to run, just so everybody's aware. Feels like this month has gone by faster than I thought it was going to. Anyway, we'll I can certainly hope so. Speaking of crew and you, Anna, your turn.
Hi everyone, my name is Anna, also known as Sanctum Cosplays. As mentioned before, I'm here every Thursday. Off Thursdays, I run Monster Hearts, which is slowly coming to an end. We got a couple more episodes left.
I'm sorry, what?
The story is beginning to end.
Is it because we took out we
Yes, it's because you killed him! Someone I had art made of? Yes!
You can't
That's
let
fine.
It's fine.
No, it's fine. No, we're fine. I'm not upset about it at all in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I am a fan of childish, dumb things, so penis guns really got me. It got me good. The penis pew-pews, if you will. That got me good. So that's going to be my favorite moment, is penis pew-pews. And definitely not the terrifying art of whatever that hellish creature is that's chasing after Nohu and Era.
Oh,
that's gross.
But also has like a little bit of like a super sexy like couture look.
Yep. Listen, you know, murdering intruders at noon, runway at 2.
Right.
That's
this is such a low-res version of this too. It
metropolitan woman living her modern life.
She can have 6 martinis at once because you're little spider hands.
Right?
little robo hands and legs. I have to run everything in 500 by 500 resolution for it to be easy to be able to toss out to everybody on Fantasy Grounds. I could put it in higher resolution, but then sometimes it doesn't load for people or it takes a while. So I am just sad as an artist because I'm putting these things on there and it's like, that's blurry. Whatever. Anyway.
You can put them on social media.
I could. That's gross. I don't want to do that. I need to fix this piece anyway. I made it in an hour, so give me a break. Anyway, so everybody, thank you very much for watching Wraithe. Hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Come back tomorrow for Delinquents at 6 Pacific Standard Time, 9 Eastern, where we have a bunch of crazy pirates that have just recently stolen a ship from somebody who may or may not be incredibly dangerous. And we'll see what happens when they now have to deal with the aftermath of succeeding at something. Anyway, check that out tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Have a good night. And love your faces. Goodbye.